Yeah, I see you.
Welcome, fellow
jumping around?
castigators. Maybe I think. To GasMaskGamers, I'm here with Jensen making weird noises, Tommy, and GamerMike.
Oh, I don't see you. I think you're invisible.
I'm not.
And we are actually streaming, finally. It worked. It worked.
Oh my god.
And we got a little bit of breaking news. I wasn't planning to talk about this, but I literally just saw it. Apparently, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, signed a bill making it a state crime to enter Texas illegally.
Sweet.
Wait,
That's
isn't that a bit
already
redundant?
illegal. Good job.
Yes, but it's making it a state
Harsh
crime.
crime?
A state crime specifically. So not just entering America illegally, like general. It's also a state crime. So
Oh.
that's like multiple charges for the same crime kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Yep.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just makes it harsher,
wait.
which will hopefully what's the word? I don't know.
Oh my God.
Be good motivation to keep people from doing that. Perhaps.
Dude, are you in the game?
But anyway, we can't talk about that other thing yet because we're not 20 minutes in.
True.
So we'll just put a pin in what the Senate has been doing. Their fun little relations. You guys can hear me, right? You sound confused.
Yep. I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know. Micah's like talking to himself over there.
Yeah.
So the chairwoman of the Foreign Affairs Committee in the UK government, Alicia Cairns or
I think
whatever.
I'm gonna kill Micah while we wait for Jaeden.
She says that the UK will not be sending aid to Israel, which is fine. I mean, they have no obligation to do so, but it's her reasonings that are funny. So she says that the Israel government is making the mistake of losing its moral authority. Says in her opinion that the international humanitarian law has been broken. That immediate ceasefire is needed for them to approve of their shenanigans.
Chill. They're trying to kill me.
It's just like, what are you talking about, moral authority? They're in the middle of a war.
It's a moral
Like,
integrity.
a battleground is by nature sort of a morally gray area.
Oh my gosh.
It's people killing each other.
Yep.
But she thinks that Israel has lost some sort of moral authority. And then she's international humanitarian law, which is, she makes that sound official, but not something that exists. It's hearsay. Oh boy, in my opinion, I think they violated human rights. It's that kind of thing, where it's like, all right, hearsay.
I don't think UK has a leg to stand on.
Good question.
Their moral compass is kind of skewed a little bit.
Going around in circles. Doesn't know which way north is.
Yeah. So I don't think she should be calm.
I love this pressuring for ceasefire. Like what do you think? What do you think will happen? You think Hamas is gonna be like, yeah, you're right. People are dying. We should probably come to an agreement. Wait, what? It's not gonna happen. In fact, I think they should try it just so everyone can see that it doesn't work. Like it's so annoying. Oh, there's a war going on and people are dying. Why don't they use this as a chance to morally posture to my nation. Like, that's not really the priority here.
I mean, I understand like not giving aid to direct.
How does Micah
Like,
still
right,
have a
people,
bubble
but-
around him?
It will last for a while until he moves.
Cause I'm a gamer.
Well, he can still damage me for some reason.
Oh,
But
he can
yeah,
shoot
talking
you?
about morals, like if anybody has moral standing, it would be Israel, not the UK. The UK is godless.
I'm out of range. You guys can move whether you like.
Fair
Or
enough.
Hedonism and whatnot. So
I wonder what Israel's gonna think of that one. The next time the UK needs help. You said you didn't like us. You said we lost our moral authority. Man, who are we to help you without our moral authority? Can't do anything, sorry.
Okay, bastion of
You know.
morals.
Just at a loss.
Dude, what is that ability?
Spamming speed?
It like knocks me off of my.
Yeah, that's what it does.
This is crazy. I'm gonna die.
Yeah, we're still waiting for you, by the way, Jaeden. You're in the wrong server. You need to be in
Oh,
Dallas.
yeah, well, I'm looking for skeletons.
Whoa. How about me and Jensen versus Tommy?
We can do that after we sync you. One more time. Because you were so low.
I don't know. I need to sync Micah one more time so I can get the 10,000 point damage thing for the mission.
I like how you're implying that means in a 2v1 you guys can't sync me.
You do have the most powerful ship.
It's not the most powerful, it's the fastest.
Fastest. Oh, well, out of all of us, anyway. I'm the closest.
Me fight Jensen.
Alright.
I'm getting chased. I changed my mind. I don't want to get chased.
Fight me, Jensen.
Damn it. I had to die before I could teleport. They kind of swarmed me.
But not hitting
So,
you. Oh my goodness.
you guys remember a few sessions ago we talked about Florida officially sanctioning pedophiles as eligible for capital punishment?
Yep.
Well, in Florida, a man named Joseph Andrew Giampa was tried for 6 counts of diddling battery upon a 12-year-old boy. And he will be the first pedo in Florida to receive capital punishment.
Oh my. Is he getting a lethal injection?
Yeah.
What the? Why is it targeting you? That's so stupid.
Wait.
If you hit me, that's when we could fight.
Why did you specify? Did you think they were gonna hang him?
I mean, I was hoping, but
Yes, it's lethal injection.
so he's convicted and everything, and he's going to the juice chamber.
Yep, he's going to the juice chamber. May swift justice be done.
You friggin' frick! When will you learn? I'm gonna die.
Well, I
I
hope
believe in you,
this
Jensen. You've
has
got it.
Uh-oh.
positive
Yeah.
long-term
I'm
repercussions.
gonna turn it in.
That's cool. See how that turns out.
Yep, it's Nice to know that it's going through.
How old was this guy?
It's good to know there's justice being done in some places. I don't know. He looked like he was in his 30s, maybe?
The Predator. That'd be pretty crazy if Chris Hansen came out and he just had a needle. You're like, you see, sit down. I see your wrist. What were you planning on doing here, huh?
Should get a John Beard and film it like he just caught the guy. You thought you could get away with it. Well, you see, there are 12 cameras in the room.
It's all here.
We're going to have to kill you now.
You have to murder you.
That would be
Jaeden, you
hilarious.
joined the wrong ship. You joined my ship, which now puts Mike at a 3v1
Oh my
disadvantage.
goodness.
Well, I wasn't actually doing anything.
Yeah. But if you join Micah
He's
and
a
launch your
spectator, I
ship.
guess.
Alright. You ready for this, Micah?
Jensen's got to be on my team thing.
I'm heading out. It's
He's
getting
in
late.
it.
All right, Jaeden, get on your ship.
Whoop.
Night.
What just happened?
Summon your ship. We gotta kill this.
My
kill this
ship?
Tommy guy.
Yep.
I have a really tiny ship.
PvP.
This is gonna be interesting. Very interesting.
Oh god, that's a... That's actually going to be harder for me to hit. Oh, this is going to be interesting.
Wait, are you on? Are
You guys are treating me terribly.
you on my squad?
Yeah, he's on your squad.
Uh oh. Oh, there goes half my ship. You shoot me! Ah! Weave.
Alright, I head out. It
Alright.
was fun killing Micah. I'll see you all Friday.
Yep.
Alright.
See ya.
And good night.
And big
Good
balls.
night and big balls.
Oh my goodness. Oh, my health. So bad.
You liberal.
He's gonna ram me. Somebody stop him. No! Didn't do something.
I'm trying.
He is indeed trying, and you guys have dealt me damage.
That's good. Only a few hundred more attempts.
God, you're so hard to hit. You bastard, get over here. Oh, I cussed him.
Oh no, bro.
I'm starting to understand why light slips are so common in these PvP games.
It's gonna take me like 20 million years to kill you, though. This is the world's slowest.
But I
game.
can't hit you.
Oh,
Unless I do that.
so rude.
Oh my glob.
Well, this is boring.
Get him, get him.
You've taken off over 1,000 health. You do more damage once my arm is gone. What can I buy? Oh,
Hey, oh. Weave.
Alrighty then, you little screaming squid. Hit him.
Ooh. Oh no!
So you guys no doubt heard that Derek Chauvin got stabbed in prison.
Yeah, is he alive?
Uh-huh. After 22 stab wounds, he is still alive.
Oh my gosh. 23 stab wounds.
Yeah. Really impressive.
Dang. What do you stab him with? Just a little shiv?
It doesn't specify. In fact, there are
You know, like
a lot of missing details, which is why it's taken so long for us to talk about this, because now we finally know who it was. His name was John Turskak. He is a Mexican mafia turned FBI informant.
ooh. Oh. Part of the FBI.
I can't hit him.
Yeah. So now, of
Definitely
course,
not
the
affiliated.
conspiracy theories are up and asking if if this was part of some deal with him.
Definitely not. Definitely. The FBI would never do that.
I mean, it'd be a pretty poor job. Stabbing
Yeah.
him 22 times and you can't even kill him. Brilliant.
He's invincible. Oh, did you actually die?
But man, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
Guy gets unjustly thrown in prison. And then on top of it, you get stabbed 22 times by some Mexican mafia guy. Oh man,
I'd do that.
it's a rough deal.
That is crazy. Does Shaman say anything? Yeah, I took some stab wounds.
No, currently we have no statements.
Oh, statements. He's not even bragging that he didn't die. It's like, I'm still here. Still kicking. That was the wrong button.
Where's that little bastard at?
I'm just scooting.
Uh-oh.
Crazy though. So that that idol of the demon Baphomet that was in the Iowa Capitol was pushed over and beheaded by veteran Michael Cassidy.
Oh, really?
Yes, so he
Taking matters into his own hands.
dismantled Baphomet himself.
There's something around here.
And this has created an interesting conversation. Because, of course, there is, you know, people arguing freedom of religion, but then there is also an argument of decency and an argument of famously violent and immoral religions. I don't know. What do you think, Micah?
I think the definition of religion is definitely different for different people.
Well, that's an interesting take. Could you elaborate?
Well, oh my goodness. So I'm pretty sure that, was it the Church of Satan or something? They say that they're not a religion. Like in their own words, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I'll take
so-
your word for it.
So, you know, if they publicly say that, right, then I don't think they should have the protections of freedom of religion in that regard. And then I think it was Michael Knowles. He said religion is like the will. Wait, no, it's the virtue. The practice of virtue to give God what he deserves, or something like that. And I think point. So I would definitely look at definitions of religion and what the government definition of religion is in this regard. You know,
So if you're saying since Satanism doesn't have virtue, it doesn't fit the definition, it doesn't count.
yeah, pretty much. Paganism and, you know, Satanism, I would consider it not a religion.
That's, yeah. Huh. Well, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, I would be interested to see the government's definition.
Yeah, so that's the principle that I would go off of, but I think the government, from what I understand, I think Tommy probably understands even more of like the government's acknowledgement of religion. Because
It's a strong belief. That's why I was able to create a religion, a religious belief that got around all sorts of government stuff with COVID and such. And it's really quite easy to do. But,
yeah.
you know, you just have to have reasonable belief, basically.
Okay. So yeah, just strong belief, and there you go. You can register as a religious organization. So I mean, it's pretty broad. Like,
You don't even have to register it. Mine's legally recognized because of how the government works.
I can't put Vanguard in the chat.
Guess so.
That's their own game word.
what? Vanguard.
I'm about half health, by the way. Wait.
Only have.
Every time I sing Q, I gain some stuff back. So I let you. I'm going to let you get a couple hits this time.
That
to
makes sense.
even-
Yeah. I certainly know what the Founding Fathers would say about all that.
Yeah. So I mean,
Was
I
it-
align more with.
Like John Adams
Founding
that said
Fathers.
that the Constitution only works for a moral people.
Moral and righteous people, yeah. So I think we've lost our way a little bit.
Yeah.
So
It's
I
weird.
think the government would tighten down on the definition of religion.
Yeah,
very
I
specific.
didn't know it was even like you could even string up idols in in your Capitol building. Like that's very strange.
It is weird.
You missed all of those shots.
How did I what? It was... Bro. This game is so laggy. Okay, that I did miss that. But yeah, I
Yeah,
would not
I mean,
consider
I would feel
Satanism or
like-
paganism religion. It's kind of...
I feel like
Retarded, so.
even setting up like doing something Catholic and like setting up a statue of Mary would also be weird in the Capitol.
Oh.
Assuming it wasn't part of the architecture, you know, like beyond
mean-
Christmas decorations, having it in the opposite sense
Well, I mean,
would be
Mary
strange, right?
birthed Jesus. And we celebrate Christmas as the birth of Jesus, so I mean that makes sense to me.
Well, I
But-
was trying to think of a Christian equivalent, and all I could think of was
I mean, like a
Catholics
Pope.
worshiping Mary, because otherwise we don't have idols.
Well, they could have
So
different
there's
saints up there.
no-
That wouldn't make sense.
There's no like Christian equivalent, you know. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I would advocate for more Christian symbolism in public buildings. My personal opinion, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, architecturally, oh frick, you know what I mean. I would agree, but like, I don't know, it just feels weird that like a church could walk in there and be like, all right, we're gonna set up our little shrine in the capital, the Iowa capital. It's strange.
I mean, we're a Christian nation, so.
Well, yeah, which makes it even weirder.
Would you
that it
rather
would
be a godless,
the Church of
godless
Satan?
nation?
I mean, what in the world? Like, that's so random.
Well, yeah,
Get that out of the capital. What?
that's what I'm saying. I mean, if
Ah,
you're not
yes.
gonna,
You can string up
you're not
dead
gonna
animal bones. Beautiful. Perfect.
yeah,
I think their Satan was
They're
made
not
of
gonna,
glass, but
like-
still.
put up things that symbolize virtue and, you know, beauty and all the different things, then they're gonna put up the opposite of those things. There's a void gonna be filled there one way or another.
Oh, those missed me on my screen.
Oh, I actually killed you. Oh my goodness.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Apparently,
I don't
I
know.
stopped it directly in the track of your cannonballs there.
Dang,
But on my screen, they were like a mile behind me.
that's crazy.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I don't
God,
know
there's
what
like
you're
a line
saying,
of
but I will
ships.
say it's ironic to have a symbol of anarchy in your U.S. capital. You know, like, this is
Yeah,
America.
It's completely idiotic.
Where do you go?
Uh,
I see you.
Somewhere. Yeah.
but obviously, in the end, it was a trap. I'm not criticizing it. I feel like it was necessary to spring the trap regardless, but definitely a trap. Especially since they didn't put it back up. Like, they were just doing it to do it. Because they knew the kind of
just-
response it was going to get.
I just want to get somebody riled up and then persecute him.
Right, exactly. But the right thing still needed to be done, so. Trap or no trap. Had to do it. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to do
I guess
it.
he's being.
I am the
tried
chosen
for-
one.
I forget what they're prosecuting. What did I get hit by? What the?
Explosive round.
I was too busy badly imitating Trump. What were you saying?
What crimes did he get? What's it called?
Who? Crimes? What?
The guy who vandalized the shrine.
He was not arrested or charged with anything. Not so far, anyway.
What? I thought he got arrested and charged with something.
Nope. It's been a
Where are
few
you at,
days,
Jaeden?
and so far no one has gone after him.
I could have sworn.
Um,
it was about that.
So, we can go do quests now.
Fine. We'll be productive.
I'm literally standing right beside you, by the way.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Howdy.
Can somebody go back to Port Royal so I can
So
teleport to
on
them?
Wednesday, the House voted to begin the impeachment of Joe Biden.
Ooh.
So the
What?
next week, or at the coming weeks at the very least, will become very spicy, I'm sure. And even spicier Because remember last time we talked about Hunter Biden being subpoenaed to appear in Congress. Where are you guys going?
Mm-hmm. Port Royal.
Requests.
Okay. Well, we were predicting outcomes, and here's one that none of us called. He refused to appear for his deposition.
Oh,
This idiot, this incredible idiot, refused to appear. He stood outside of the Capitol and gave a speech to some news stations about how oppressed he is.
Bruh.
So, needless to say, he's being held in contempt of court as warned. And, man, you know, he's really got to be banking on his dad bailing him out. Because what an incredibly stupid thing to do. Because even if they weren't able to prove any of the 9 counts of tax fraud, he's still going to be tried for contempt of court. It's like he's determined to go to jail.
Like, Your Honor, I didn't do it, and I'm not showing up. You can't make me.
Yeah, I didn't do it, but I'm not going to defend myself. I'm not even going to give you the time of day.
God.
None of that.
That is
And-
wild.
Yeah, just absolute nutcase. I can't remember the exact number, but I know that if you add up the time he could get for that with the time for the tax fraud cases, his sentencing could be as much as 80 years. At least. So he's looking at jail for the rest of his life. And he's just gonna play around. And act like he's the victim.
It's not like he's got much life, so.
Well, he's in his
Yeah.
50s. It's not like he's an old man.
Bro, he's 50 years old.
He's a crackhead. They don't live long.
Alright, fair enough. But I mean, he's got a
That's
wife and a
crazy,
kid
he's
and everything.
50,
We
oh
know
my
that he
goodness.
doesn't care about them, but still. And it's funny
He's
because
got a,
he seems to
bastard
think that
crown,
people
too.
will, like, defend him and vouch for him. He could do a speech and rally support, but he's not. Not even the vehement defenders of his dad will defend him. This is a guy who abuses prostitutes on camera. like he's so stupid. I don't know. I mean, I kind of get that he's like a rich kid, but just the facts that he feels as invincible as he does, it's just crazy. Like he
He's
just
a
has
button did a wonderful job.
absolutely no business. Acting the way that he is. But yeah, when Jensen told me that, I could hardly believe it. It's just so stupid.
No one saw this one coming. Just didn't show up. I didn't think they were gonna. I didn't think they were gonna try to impeach Biden.
Yep. It's only because Republicans have House majority right now.
Oh, yeah.
So he got voted through by a hair, basically. If we
It's
didn't,
gonna
it
be like a
wouldn't
running
matter.
thing.
Which is so annoying. I mean, it's just one of the million things that proves that the two-party system has just gone too far. The fact
Well, I
that
mean,
people will vote in league with their party no matter what.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what it is. They're not going to do what they think. Most of them probably don't even think. They just do.
I mean, Joe Biden is definitely not fit for competent presidency. So,
Undoubtedly.
There is arguably a justifiable reason for the impeachment, but I just feel like now every president that comes after Biden is just gonna get impeached.
You know,
What?
Like that's a must.
yeah,
I don't understand what you're saying.
They're just gonna use impeachment to slander every president from now until the end of time.
I mean, it didn't work in their favor for Trump, so I would hope not.
Yeah, but they impeached him twice.
Yeah, and it just
yeah,
made
it doesn't do anything.
and now he's like winning the polls by a landslide.
So you think they're not going to impeach any further president?
Oh, they'll
I
try.
mean, yeah.
All impeachment means is a trial, and it's not going to do anything.
I'm sure there are those. There will be people stupid enough to try. I'm just saying, I don't think it's going to be a thing for like the rest of time, because
Man,
it definitely only works on certain people.
We've never successfully impeached a president. The closest one was Nixon, and he resigned.
Yep. Almost got that tricky dick.
And then he got pardoned by his buddy, who became president after him.
Typical.
Oh, so we have a bounty hunter after us, by the way, just so you know.
what? Why do we have that? We have a bounty hunter.
There we go.
Need another sentinel. But
Well, considering they've already got evidence that Hunter Biden was laundering money and putting it in his dad's account, I would say that the next few weeks are going to be pretty spicy.
yep. Uh-oh. Hunter's coming.
Where is he? Which side?
The left side.
Left side? Flying storm? Sloop? I see him. Treated as having
One.
fought me. As fighting me.
Mommy, I miss state power.
I'm saying. Oh, I missed. Dude, he is zooming.
Yes. Treated as fighting me. In my sleep.
What happened?
Well, I am missing every shot, so.
It's like bouncing around.
That's gonna hit.
It's moving really oddly.
It's moving better on, it should be moving better on Micah's screen.
I can't lead
No, it
my
is
freaking
horrible.
shots when it's doing that. It's like
He's like
jerking
bouncing
forward.
around. Oh, I hit him once.
Alright, it stopped now. He's sailing normally.
He's chasing me.
Come on, come on, come on, come on. Load. Boom. 2,000 damage.
I'm getting shot by another ship. Oh lord. Oh lord. Oh lord. Turn.
Thirty-eight, 80 damage. Load.
Oh.
38, 80. Switch sides. I missed.
Ooh,
I can repair.
Positioning. So low.
It's starting to move weirdly again.
Ah! The ball. From how? Fire! Like one shot. Oh my gosh. Somebody murder him. Yeah!
Oh.
Yippee! Hell yeah!
Right.
We murdered it.
Pippa.
Yeah.
So, Jaeden, for
Yeah, buddy.
repairs, it's faster to just do the puzzle and the nails,
The hammer.
and then exit and go back in.
Yeah, I know.
I was double checking because when I jumped back on, I saw you were doing saw.
Yeah, well, someone else was on there, so I couldn't
Huh.
exit out. So I was just doing it.
Fair enough.
All right.
No.
So Congressman Clay Higgins claims there is surveillance footage of a busload of feds dressed as Trump supporters unloading in Union Station.
In the Union.
And he promises to release the footage. Well, apparently there were several busloads, but one in particular they got the license plate of. And he says they run it and everything. So I mean, like, part of me is like doubt, because, you know, there's clout chasers. But also, if he's like, yeah, I'm about to show you the footage, then it's like, all right, maybe that's
Who's this
accurate.
guy?
Congressman Clay Higgins for Louisiana, if I remember
Is
correctly.
this some random guy?
Just some random guy? No, he's a congressman.
Oh. Any good Tortuga? Well, I mean, his credibility's online, so I'm assuming he probably has footage of something.
I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think feds would really be there in disguise?
I mean, they've done it before.
What was that one fake organization that they were trying to push for a while? I forget what that was called.
Patriot Front?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. Man, we covered that a long time ago. Ah, that was like earlier.
Yeah, they were walking
year.
through with like masks on,
Dude, that was a pathetic attempt.
marching around. That was hilarious.
Pretty disappointing. Like, man, I thought the feds could do better than that, but apparently no amount of funding and training can make you intelligent.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, hopefully a follow-up on that soon. Would be pretty interesting. Kind of pointless, though, as nothing will come of it. Other than create more conspiracy theorists, I guess. Because, I mean, we've had, you know, the Speaker of the House released all of that Capitol footage a long time ago, and none of the political prisoners from January 6th have been released, so...
Yeah.
It's,
Well, I mean, what are the
it's sort
feds
of like
gonna
the
do?
government went, yeah. What you gonna do about it?
You think the feds are gonna arrest the feds?
Well, no, I don't expect that. I'm just saying nothing happened with the last thing. Nobody who is unfairly in prison, wrongfully accused, has been gotten out, regardless of the evidence.
That one guy with the face paint got out.
I thought he was still on trial.
The shaman guy. I thought he got free after like 2 years or something.
That may have just been a sentence.
No clue.
Regardless,
2 years.
you're right. The feds will
More
not
than-
go after the feds, so nothing will come of that.
Yeah, we were supposed to have
I mean, we can
different
hope it'll
branches
sow
of government
distrust,
that held
but
each other accountable, but that's not really happening.
yeah,
no
can't
accountability.
really hold the president accountable when he's got his own personal police force.
Nope.
Tyranny, I say, tyranny. So,
Joe
since Jensen's in here,
Biden.
I'm gonna assume that neither of you know who Jonathan Majors is.
Off the top of my head, nope.
Well, you're lucky.
Oh.
So he's been playing the Marvel villain Kang. He is sort of the guy that they
Kang.
have. Kang the Conqueror. He's the guy they've
Kang.
been setting up to be like the next Thanos. The next Avengers movie was even announced as being called the Kang Dynasty. Audience reception of the character has been kind of but they're going forward nonetheless. For funsies, I guess.
Who the heck is Kang, man? I don't know him.
Just a Marvel character.
Is he like a big deal in the comics?
Yeah. Yeah, he's one of the more powerful, more reoccurring villains. I mean, he's not so big that he's like the arch nemesis of somebody, but he's still a pretty big deal.
It was kind of the arch nemesis of the Avengers as a whole. Depending on which comic line you're talking about.
I mean, there were runs where he was more prominent. And,
So there's credibility behind him.
yeah.
Is he like race swapped or?
Well, he's an
sex
alien.
swapped or whatever?
It's kind of hard to base swap an alien.
Yeah, he's blue.
Oh, he's an alien.
I mean, they did cast a black guy.
He's a Smurf.
And they have this kind of they have like this blue translucent face shield that like goes over him sometimes, and then he's black the rest of the time when he's like, oh my god. So they
Wait,
kind of race
isn't-
swapped him, kind of didn't.
Isn't like all, not all, but I can think of what the heck's her name from Guardians of the Galaxy? That chick who's like green,
Gamora.
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 What about Gamora?
She's also black, right?
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
she's green.
And Drax, is that his name? Drax.
Yes, Drax the
that's
Destroyer.
like- yeah. He's black, right? Or is he white?
I'm pretty sure he's white.
Dave Bautista.
He might. Dave Bautista might be mixed. It's kind of hard to tell, but he looks white.
I thought I was connecting dots here.
Yeah.
The trend.
Well, yeah, but
Of
they're
some
actually
racism.
their colors their characters' respective colors.
Mhm.
They did not paint Kang blue. That's what I'm saying.
Wait,
Do you not listen to me?
that's crazy.
I said he's got a blue translucent face shield that comes down when he's fighting, and then he's got it off, so he's black the rest of the time.
Oh.
So they didn't actually
I
paint
thought
him blue.
okay.
So they kind of race swapped him, kind of didn't.
Interesting. So they race swapped him, but he wasn't like an actual race. So. Huh.
Yeah. Complicated one there. But I think it might have something more to do with the fact that I don't really care about the character that much. You know, he's no Doctor Doom. Because I remember I was pretty upset about Starfire not being orange in the Titans series, so
You mean
maybe
the
there's just some
television
sort
show?
of bias there. Yeah, there's a show called Titans. They didn't have the balls to
Bro.
call it Teen Titans. It was just Titans because they were edgy.
Bro, that show stanked.
Dude,
it
that
stanked real good.
Absolutely terrible. I only saw one episode of it because I was planning on watching the show Doom Patrol, which I did watch for a while, and those characters are introduced in one of the Titans episodes, and yeah, it sucked pretty bad. Just that one episode. But Starfire is like a black hooker instead of an orange alien. And it makes no sense.
Yes. That's what we
This is
want.
like, why?
Yeah. Beautiful
I know.
alien orange woman who's like a black whore. Like
It's a lot of unnecessary silliness. Anyway, that's way besides the point. So the Kang's actor Jonathan Majors has been
He's
found guilty of third-degree assault and second-degree
Whoa.
harassment of his ex-girlfriend.
Oh. So he's
His sentencing
he's
will...
method acting a little too hard is what you're
Yeah.
saying.
Yeah. He went out and he decided he was going to be violent towards women.
Conjured a little bit too much.
It's good method acting.
So is he going to
And-
prison or something?
Well, his sentence will be on February 6th. And they estimate he will probably spend about at least a year in prison.
Huh. I wonder how much recording they did.
Considering the strike ended pretty recently, I would be surprised if they had done anything. Plus, I saw just a couple weeks ago that the guy who wrote Multiverse of Madness is writing the new Avengers movie. So I
Lord.
suppose that they have not begun to actually make it. I would assume. Horrible choice, by the way.
Hey, is that the Doctor Who? I mean, not Doctor Who. The what's his name?
Yeah, the Doctor
Doctor
Strange
Strange.
sequel.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, with the child that's got like weird powers.
Yeah, the
Ellen Witch?
America Chavez.
Oh.
America
Terrible
Chavez.
film. Terrible. Yeah, so that guy penning Avengers is pretty funny. Pretty
Oh,
pretty funny joke there, Marvel. He's definitely ready for the job. But regardless, they're gonna have to change the name of the movie. Because this guy's career is over. Jeez.
Maybe. Who knows? There's lots of criminals in Hollywood.
That's true. People can redeem themselves, but in this day and age, this modern Hollywood, I would say probably not. Probably not.
No, it's okay if they're in the in group. So.
I don't think he is. I could be wrong. But he's like relatively unknown.
He just needs to claim that he's gay.
Until he was in Loki. So I don't think so. And he's apparently not gay, so.
Yep, he's done for.
Yep. And I think it's not just justice for him, but a little bit of justice for Marvel, too. Because they kind of deserve to suffer this loss. I mean, they were already going to lose because obviously their plans were crap. And they've done a very bad job of
kill witch doctors.
Leading up to this Avengers movie. And they have not done much to sully the audience for love of Kang.
Murder him.
But still. It's still hilarious to know that they're scrambling. You know, it's good to know that they're sitting in a boardroom somewhere going, shit! Warms my heart.
What are we gonna do? This was gonna be a hit. It'll be bigger than.
Well, I mean, going on, like, using the Avengers name is like their last ditch effort, if I had to guess, on making Marvel lucrative. I mean, they could always abuse the Guardians of the Galaxy at some point too, but
yeah,
they might be dead before they could get around to that.
But it's just not the Avengers, man. I don't.
No, it literally isn't.
Like,
I don't think
all their characters that are supposed to come together and become a cool team and fight off, existential bad guy. Like that's not happening. It's just horrible writing, creating horrible heroes that don't mean anything, and just oh my goodness gracious, oh it's so bad. I hate it so much.
Yeah. I mean, it won't have any of the original Avengers in it.
Like, I would be fine with them having new characters, but their characters just suck.
Yeah, they've done a really bad, that's what I'm saying, they've done a really bad job of leading up to it.
Right.
Because, I mean, most of their, like, new characters have been introduced in sequels to other stuff, or in one of their dumb Disney Plus shows.
Yeah.
Like, what's that guy's name? Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is really the only new character who got a solo film.
Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi. Bro, that is crazy.
No, they say it's Shang-Chi in the movie.
Interesting.
And he there's like a comedic bit about how his really bad cover name is Sean. And they're like, really? That was the best you could think of? Anyway. Pretty lame lineup. Shang-Chi was an okay movie, but
yeah,
the lead is
was,
pedophile,
like, very,
so I'm not really
very
interested
average.
in seeing him come back.
pedophile?
Yeah, he said
no.
he said being a pedophile was no different from being gay.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I
Why can
know.
you say that?
Like, oh no, bro.
I mean, if he's equating them both to being bad, then that's one thing. But like,
No, that was not his intentions. That would have been funny.
yeah, that would have been kind of based. But assuming
No, yeah.
man, I want to get bombs.
You know what I would accept, though? I would accept the actor who plays his dad being like a multiverse Shang-Chi. I really like that guy.
Maybe just
I
replace
really
him.
like the actor who played his dad. I thought he was great.
So where do we kill him?
I don't
know.
I'm just following Micah.
McNeese?
Witch doctors, witch doctors.
Witch doctors. Good question. Witch doctors.
Whoa, I can
Those
levitate
doctors.
in midair. Guys, watch this. Oh, what? Didn't work that time. Oh, it stopped working.
You're still doing it on my screen.
What, am I flying?
Yeah, like you're like glitching around. It's pretty funny looking.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, you look like you're in an invisible car. This is fantastic.
Freaking go.
Oh my god.
I got him. Now, I recover a bucket of coal from a barrel. In Tortuga Graveyard.
Let's
The barrel? Barrel's over here.
Yeah, it's over here. It's this one. So let's talk about the UK again. We're gonna circle back around to that. So a UK organization called the Bridge Group have done a study that found that white men are 30 times more likely to succeed in finance.
Whoa.
And in the article, they list all these things. Oh, the ethnic women, they do so badly. And the poorer you are, the worse you do, and this is that. But and they make it all sound so professional and this and business this and business that. But it's got nothing to do with business, actually. Because the study was conducted on teenagers. So this is about academic achievement, not necessarily who's
Career.
thriving as an actual hired financier. Most of these teenagers were like, I counted up the different ages they did. The median was 17. Most of them seem to be 17. And this includes a Middle Eastern student who was complaining about all of the jargon that makes the financial world so inaccessible. Maybe if you had a better hand on English, my dude. How about that?
Yeah.
It's just an idea there, friend. Not trying to say anything here, just a suggestion.
English is pretty important.
And I think it's pretty funny
English finance.
because they make it sound like, oh, there's so much discrimination in the financial world that these
The system.
poor younglings are not getting hired. And it's like, okay, but Khalil has shit grades. And he hasn't graduated yet. Like, what does Khalil expect?
Yeah.
Bixby painted.
And so
I suppose.
they're trying to act like there's something going on here, and it's like there isn't.
Well, when I worked in PMO finance, or in finance, my boss was Middle Eastern. So,
Bro.
and she was leaps and bounds smarter than I am in finance. So,
That's kind of cool. Did she have like the full garb?
no.
Dang. That'd been
Micah
pretty.
prefers them covered.
That'd be pretty intense.
He's
She
into
just
that
has,
sort of
like-
thing.
Hey man.
Very turned on by modesty, this guy.
Turned on by all the sheets.
What?
I gotta get to Elizabeth now. What?
Anyway, it's funny. It's like, obviously, white men doing 30 times better in the UK just has more to do with the capabilities of the dominant population of the UK, which is white men. And their lifelong grasp of the English language.
Yeah, there's just so many different factors, but their only lens is systematic racism.
All they see is discrimination. And it's
Like,
like,
yeah,
there
you're
is
gonna have
discrimination.
in-group preference at
it is
some
discriminatory.
level, but-
That's the way this works.
Yeah, you do have to be discriminatory.
It's
when it comes to-
merit-based.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's another example of what did you expect. So last time we talked about about a care home that had some foreigners working at, caring for the old people. And
Old lady.
a woman unfortunately died there because they could not communicate to emergency services what was happening. And they didn't know the difference between basic medical words, like the difference between bleeding and breathing. Stuff like that. They obviously had no business caring for old people who are quite fragile and likely to fall off stair lifts. Well, in September of this year, 140,000 visas were issued for health and care workers to come to the UK.
Oh no, bro.
Mostly Indian for some reason. I'm not sure why. The BBC seemed to think that this was significant. 39,000 of them were Indian. But this BBC journalist
I'm
looked
very
into
concerned.
15 care homes in northeast England and found that most of the workers were indeed migrants. And instead of being concerned, they have some complaining to do. So an Indian nurse was interviewed, and she had this to say. She said, "I can't get out of here. If I was home, I could quit." Because what she's saying is that the company sponsored her visa, and so she feels like she can't quit. She's like, "Oh boy, if I was back home, wouldn't be a problem." It's like, all right,
Now you have to serve the British elderly.
like what? Like you knew exactly the situation you were getting into. You knew what was gonna happen, who you would be answering to.
Right. If you're gonna be a UK or Britain migrant, you're gonna serve the British elderly.
Right. I'm not saying that the companies should be leaning on people or whatever. I'm just saying that like you walked right into these circumstances. You knew exactly how it was going to go down. There's no confusion here.
Like, I didn't know how bad diapers smelled until now. She's just regretting it every day. Oh Lord.
But
not another pudding time.
It turns out that these immigration agencies are actually pretty seedy. Some of these workers paid anywhere between 6,000 and 10,000 pounds for their visa through the agency, but it is only 551 pounds to register through the UK government's website. This is it's kind of funny. I love that you avoid being like properly vetted, and you just get absolutely cheated.
Yeah, I'm going to
like you got
go
cleared
do
out.
the illegal thing and spend 10 times as much.
It's crazy.
I guess because it's guaranteed that you'll get in or something, maybe. I don't know.
Well, yeah. I mean, these company the agencies have deals with the companies. Companies sponsor visas, and yeah, it's the whole industry is hand in hand with each other. They know how this works. They've been doing this system for, forever, for decades. So it's just, I don't know. I mean, it's really seedy, but at the same time, there's kind of an odd justice there. Like okay.
You will be a slave.
If you don't want to do this right, then you're gonna have to pay.
Yeah. I mean, at least they're forcing them to work.
Well, those ones anyway.
They're not, yeah, those ones, because they're not like freeloading, sucking up all the taxpayer money.
Taking up an awful lot of space, but yes, at least they're working. They're not just sitting in a hotel complaining about how much their allowance is, even though they get have free lodging and 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
But I mean, these people are still complaining. They're complaining about the situation that they got them into. And some of the contracts are kind of crazy. Not all contracts are the same, but some of them are kind of nuts. Like it'll have little caveats like, if you quit, you can't work for another care company for 5 years. And things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like pretty harsh stuff. Or some of them will have like a minimum amount of time you can work for them. Like, you can't quit for 4 years.
Yeah. Indentured servitude. I like it.
Exactly. It's just a lot of legal loopholes to recreate indentured servitude.
That's
Oh, how history repeats itself.
I mean, look, it's not the worst system in the world, right? Could be worse.
That's true.
You could just be like outright a slave with no rights. So.
Well, maybe if they get sent to Rwanda.
Oh,
It could happen.
Yeah.
They could be part of that
Yeah.
group. Oh my.
Bro. Being deported to Rwanda is probably the worst thing you could do.
Dude,
Oh my gosh.
I don't get why they immigrate to England and just complain. It's like, don't come here. Don't do it.
Do not.
Do not immigrate to England. You're gonna get a bad deal out of it.
At a certain point, people are gonna be very, like, against going to England. They're gonna be like, ew.
Eventually,
England.
hopefully, one could only hope.
You'd be like, Rwanda's where I need to go.
Right now, they're still getting free food and lodging, so.
True. You gotta kill Luther. Or no, capture Luther from a Navy Centurion.
Wow, I am just missing trying to do my notes and fix the ship at the same time. Where is the... Yeah. Wild stuff. Yeah, there's that article is actually really long. I recommend anyone watching to go down below and read that, because there's all kinds of other crazy stuff about how badly run the care homes are. And how they're dismally low staffed at night and that kind of stuff. But anyway, the Boston mayor, Michelle Wu, hosted a no whites Christmas party for elected officials. The email was accidentally sent to everyone on the city council. I think her exact wording was like, coloreds only holiday party.
Oh my gosh.
Or something like that.
Did she say that?
Yep.
Really?
And her secretary, either accidentally or on purpose, sent it to everyone. This is supposed to be a secret party. Maybe. I think there's a
Coloreds only.
possibility that either her secretary hates her, or she wanted to gloat and this was sent to everyone on purpose. But allegedly by accident.
How's that a gloat? That's just like showing how racist you are.
Yeah, but they don't see it that way at all.
I mean, general society is probably gonna see it that way though.
I mean, yeah.
She's a public official.
Pretty generally, I'm seeing people like, and since it's like, there's actually a question about the legality of it, because it wasn't like at her house. It was in one of their buildings.
Oh.
Using government funds, because it was like an official staff party.
Oh, I don't think they can do that. I think that's
No, I don't think so.
I think that's a
you can-
crime.
I don't think you can have a coloreds only government staff party in America. I don't think you can. I mean, I don't think anything will happen because she's the mayor, and so far nothing has happened. But still, yeah, I don't know for sure, but I'm pretty confident that's illegal.
It's illegal.
I don't know, Tommy. Do you have any idea?
I don't know enough about stuff like that, so I'm not sure. Laws get weird around parties and stuff.
Yeah.
It was
Makes
an
sense.
official sponsoring party from, public.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, if you're, I don't know, because there's easy loopholes to get around with stuff like that. It just gets weird.
Mm.
Yeah, I bet.
I suppose.
Yeah, no, I don't think anything will come of it. But it probably is. Probably could be
I'm gonna
argued.
go with
that
a
it's
blanket
not perfectly
illegal, and she should be put in jail for at least 5 years. I think that's what I would do.
I don't think you can jail someone for something that wasn't illegal at the time.
I'll sue
You
her.
cannot.
I
for
could be
being
wrong about
racist.
that.
You cannot. You cannot be tried for a crime that came after an event. So,
What if I invent a time machine and bring her
Nope.
to the future?
well, then you get a paradox, but that's something else. But let's say she does this, and then they make it illegal. She can't be tried at all under any circumstances.
I will make a black hole to put her in jail. How did we not kill this one?
All right, roll for making a black hole.
It.
So we're just spaghettifying people now, huh?
Well, we're using a
Roll
time
for
machine.
spaghettification damage.
Yeah, on a nat 1 on a time machine, you just it's this black hole.
You know what? You get a grenade at your feet.
Oh, I gotta return to the island. Oh, I love this game. These missions are crazy.
What percentage of the way are you through with these missions, by the way? Hit J once we load in.
32%.
Oh god.
Chapter 3, the Black Pearl.
Yeah, beside that there's a percentage.
30%.
I'm 53% of the way through with it, with that same quest line.
Oh my goodness. And you've played this game
Oh
for
my
like
goodness.
1,000 hours.
How long have we been playing this? It has not been 1,000 hours.
No, you've been playing for 1,000 hours. Wait, is there
No.
a way to check the hours?
Probably. I don't know.
Badges.
Jesus Christ, I'm sucking with the hammer right now.
Oh. Take a risk.
Notoriety.
What? Oh my goodness. I guess I win ties. Where are we?
I don't see a time played.
Should have been more. I'm gonna bid more. Whoa. I'm gonna bid what I need, which is 15. And I'm gonna lose. Oh. Of course. So, a congressional investigation showed that the largest pharmacy chains, CVS, Kroger, and Rite Aid, have been handing over medical records to the government without a warrant.
Oh my.
No questions asked. Lawyers didn't even get involved. In fact, Amazon is the only Amazon Pharmacy is the only one that has a notification policy that says, hey, we shared your medical info with somebody. So this was happening for however long without anybody knowing about it.
You know,
There's an Amazon pharmacy?
you've really messed up when Amazon is being more ethical than you are.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
Bro, I didn't even know Amazon had a pharmacy. Like, what is going on?
They also own Whole Foods.
Oh, I keep busting.
Goodness. Hey,
It's
yo.
terrible.
Yeah,
What did he
they've owned
say?
Whole Foods for years.
Bustin' makes me feel good.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's crazy. I mean, I don't even know what to say, man.
Pretty sure that's illegal.
It is. It's a
Yeah, it is.
HIPAA violation.
Can't be giving over confidential medical stuff without a freaking warrant. Wait, do you heal, boy?
And one has to ask, why? You're not
That's
getting
true.
ready for a little virus to hit election season, are you? Are you there, government?
No.
Oh god, not again.
Oh,
Are ya?
definitely not.
I don't wanna cook up a theory about a conspiracy here, but you know, just a little bit suspicious.
I smell a little sizzling.
They're like, all right, we'll target the 3 biggest pharmacies and cull all of their pharmaceutical medical records. No reason. Just for funsies.
Oh yeah.
Not for any plan I'm cooking up. Involving bats.
Batman.
Batman. Certainly.
Return to Sarah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Sorry, Rite Aid.
It's not not scary at all.
How could you done this?
I can't believe you've done this.
What's the next part of your quest, Micah?
That reminds me of X-Files. Well, where they found out that everyone who got the smallpox vaccine was being tested on by the government. Great stuff. X-Files knew what was going on.
Quality. Yep. They figured it out. I figured it out. Where's Sharon?
I gotta kill bats and gators.
Hey, you killed the vid.
So in a very strange turn of events, the Obamas, as in Barack and Michelle, have executive produced a movie.
Oh,
And I mean, yeah, exactly, that guy. And I mean a fictional movie, not just like a propaganda documentary. Although this could be propaganda. It's called Leave the World Behind. It's on Netflix if you want to suffer through it. It is about the U.S. at war with some unnamed foreign entity that has disabled all of our technologies. They're using radiologic weapons. Oh dear.
What?
I know. And so, yeah, it's basically an apocalypse movie. And these people got to figure out what's going on and survive and whatnot. It's actually a premise that's been done a few times before. There was a show about that. I think it was CW or something like that. I can't remember what that one was called. Nerd brain failing me.
Come on.
Come on, nerd brain. Remember. No, it's not important. And so now that this has got people going, of course. It's got the conspiracy theorists going. Because they're like, ooh, is it a warning? Are they taunting us? Do they know
The
something we don't?
prophecy.
I mean, it could be like a fantasy.
It's almost like the U.S. has been in war almost its entire life.
Yeah, funny
Nothing
that.
new.
What the?
Everyone wants to fight the big boy on campus. Yeah. But it is strange for this to happen at the same time that Mark Zuckerberg builds a $100 million bunker.
Did he actually?
Yes, yes. Well, it's in the process of being built. It's not actually built.
Wait.
But
Did
yeah,
you
it's,
tell the public about this, or is this like?
this is huge. I'm not
It's kind of
sure.
hard to hide a bunker of that scale.
Yeah, it's hard to hide that kind of construction.
Why in the world would you do that? Like a bunker, like some of what makes the bunker the best is it's inconspicuous. Like no one sees it. But you're like, ah, yes.
That is not the point of a bunker.
Well, part of it is that no one else knows that it's there, so that when the apocalypse does happen, you can go down in it and not get freaking, you know,
I suppose,
murdered,
but
cracked open.
it's got for the price. It's got to be pretty impenetrable, you know.
Yeah. Bunkers have been outdated in modern times for a long time. Especially once you involve asymmetric guerrilla warfare. Bunkers are good for fortified positions, right? So fortified lines. Think Maginot Line. But if the enemy can surround your bunker, you're kind of in trouble.
Why it's
Because-
gotta be secret, super secret bunker.
Doesn't matter. They'll find it eventually. Because you have to leave to get supplies.
Not if you stock up on supplies forever. He should have spent $100 million on groceries.
That expire in 3 months.
Nah.
Or even the good ones that are long lasting, they're good for 15 years. I think the top shelf ones might actually be 25 years now, but
What if you submerge it in salt?
that only helps so much. Because the problem with a lot of stuff isn't the germs getting to it, although that is a major thing as well. It's just the cells decompose over time. It's the same thing that happens with human bodies actually die, right? So you can theoretically store meat forever and below freezing temperatures, because no germs can grow in that temperature, right? So nothing grow on it, but the meat itself continues to break down slower, but it still continues to break down.
Interesting. What if he made a machine that converted dirt into food?
Calories, macronutrients, vitamins, minerals. There's a lot of stuff the human body needs that dirt just can't be turned into. At least not food. Means that we have.
Okay, what if he got a think. What if he made a underground farm with a couple acres
It'd have to have pretty good ventilation.
crops, but they're all like under plexiglass that's bulletproof, like Minecraft.
Huh?
What? So you're saying a bunker that's a it's a greenhouse. Somehow?
Exactly.
You can have an underground growing area. I forget what it's called, but you need heat lamps and UV lamps and stuff to simulate to the sun. And
No,
produce
he
Yeah, they
has
grow plants
he
in
has a
space.
roof that's made out of like glass, but it's like not glass. It's like bulletproof glass.
I mean, they did just discover how to make bulletproof metal. I forgot what the metal was, but or not bulletproof metal, but see-through metal, transparent metal.
Transparent metal. Oh my
Yes,
goodness.
it's
What?
it's like 1,000 times stronger than bulletproof glass. But bulletproof glass is a lot cheaper.
That is
Like if
crazy.
bulletproof glass is like $10 a square inch, this is like 100 or something, 100 some odd bucks a square inch. It's not 1,000 times
How
cheaper.
in the world did they make metal see-through? How is this possible?
That is complicated chemistry and physics that I don't understand.
That is crazy.
I also didn't do a huge deep dive into it yet. I just saw that they did it.
I just
it
assume
like-
that the bunker is 100
It's
million
probably
for.
multi-leveled with a lot of comforts, creature
Yeah,
comforts.
I was about to say. I'm guessing it's just comfort, because that's what I would do if I
In a
was
pool
rich.
table.
I would be like, what would be even cooler than surviving nuclear fallout? Would be doing it very comfortably and unconcernedly. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the peak of riches right there. To be underground in your bathrobe, sticking your pinky out, watching Netflix, going, I might have a little wine tonight.
Well, I mean, if he's like 50 years old, right? I don't know how old he is, but like if you're like 50 years old, right? You only need like 25 years of food.
Do you plan on dying at 75?
I'm just saying, like, you know, you could have a more. Well, no, you could. Yeah. He could live most of the rest of his life in his bunker with food and water. I mean, his kids would most surely need to go out in a wasteland and probably die immediately, but I mean, it's like Fallout, right? So, let's go out there and do some quests and hope you don't get eaten by ghouls or whatever. Mutant rats.
Sometimes I wonder what goes through that head of yours.
If you've never played Fallout, it's
I
best
think
game.
he's trying to communicate it to us.
Best game. Dude, no, I was gonna say if I could go into one video game, it would be Fallout, but no, that's not. That would be very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Why would you want to go into Fallout?
It's so
Oh.
fun.
It's only fun because you're not actually there.
Yeah.
Being irradiated.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Like, I like pirates. I like this game. I wouldn't want to be teleported to this game.
I don't want to contract scurvy.
Or I play a lot of BattleBit and I play a lot of BattleBit and I play a lot of Insurgency. I wouldn't want to be teleported to either of those games either.
All right, what game would you want to be teleported to?
None of mine.
I probably couldn't say it on stream.
Huh?
What?
What'd you say? What'd you say?
Nothing.
He couldn't say it on stream.
Oh. Okay. Ominous.
You'll never know.
It better not be the Hitler dating sim.
Dude. That's my dream right there. I didn't even know that existed.
Sure. Let me just check your Steam real fast.
No. Wait. Oh, let's kill these guys. Yeah.
Another section of the main quest done.
Oh, I choose Tomb Raider.
You're gonna be a woman?
What? Those were not the rules. No one
What?
said.
You have to be the.
When you said being in Fallout, you never said you would be a character in Fallout.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Wait, what's in Tomb Raider? It's just normal life, but with like some extra
Exactly.
stuff, right?
Exactly.
Okay, that's just lame.
It's just real life, except the perfect woman actually exists.
Are you gonna date the Tomb Raider?
Hell yeah. I'd marry that woman in a heartbeat.
I don't know if that would be plausible. I feel like she would be too busy to actually like have a husband.
You're probably right. Port side.
I mean, unless you're like the Uncharted guy, then you could be like the dynamic or like the power
Dynamic duo.
dynamic duo or power couple or something like that. I feel like something Drake. Is that his name is?
Where is the next one? I don't even see it.
Right.
Yeah, but
Unfortunately, no one hit it.
if you were Nathan Drake, then you wouldn't be in the same universe.
Yeah, but I'm saying like if she would marry somebody, it would be him probably, or Indiana Jones. 'Cause then they could go on adventures together and be both like.
I think
Indiana Jones
is like
doesn't
an
even
old
live
fellow.
in the same time period.
It doesn't matter. They can be across the universe, man.
I was going to say pedophilia, but they're both consenting adults, but still.
Hypothetically speaking.
Wow. There's some debate
As long
over
as
that
there's
one
consent. What line?
line. When Miriam says I was a child, it's probably not literal. We'll just assume it wasn't.
Wait, who said that? What are you talking about?
In Raiders of the Lost Ark,
Yeah.
when
I don't-
she and Indy meet back up and she's chewing him out for leaving her.
Yeah.
You don't remember that?
No, I've forgotten the entire movie.
He brings it up.
Alright, whatever.
She insinuating that he's a predator.
Yes.
Oh
Or that he was
my.
taking advantage of her.
Maybe she's like says she's a child, but you know how women say they're
Well, I think some people take it literally, but I think she was just saying that she was immature. Like she just didn't
Yeah.
know better. She was attracted to the danger. Because I mean,
like
she
you know
does.
how
she
women
does
act like they're
marry him.
children, but they're actually like 18 or 21 or something like that. They're like, oh,
Let's not get into that. You know what? I've decided I don't want to talk about this with you, Micah. Anyway,
no, it's
so
just
we're
annoying
gonna
because they don't
move
take
on,
responsibility
and
for their actions because they're adults, but they don't act like they're
we're
adults.
gonna talk about Charlottesville, if you don't mind. Do you think
Alright.
you want to talk about Charlottesville?
Maybe.
There is a statue. It is called the Reconciliation Monument. I have seen it myself. When I read the article, I was like, I don't know what they're talking about. But then I saw the picture. I'm like, oh yeah, that thing. As one does. Anyway, it's called the Reconciliation Monument. It is a Civil War monument that is being removed in compliance with the congressional mandate to remove all memorials depicting Confederates by January 1st, 2024. They don't have a lot of time left. This comes just days after the removal of, of the controversy of the removal of elaborate headstones in Arlington Cemetery. Because those count, apparently. So they were...
Moving
The
headstones.
government is vandalizing graves.
Oh my gosh.
Really, really spectacular. And so this
Never a good look.
this new one that they're removing is huge, by the way. Huge. Like, adjusted for... Like, the money adjusted, today's equivalent, it was like $1,500,000. It was made by a
For a
famous
tombstone?
Italian... No, not the tombstone. I'm talking about the monument.
At you.
Oh.
The monument in Charlottesville. The government paid for it. It was made by a famous Italian dude. It was actually made in his shop in Italy and then brought to the US, which also cost a whole lot of money. More hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Let's erase our history. Erase it all.
So I'll tell you what's on the interesting thing about the reconciliation is that it does not actually feature any generals or leader types. It depicts only soldiers. I missed. This thing has such a small hitbox. I'm gonna put it on the other side.
It's quite hard to hit the light loops, man.
Yep. This is our next victim here. Yep, so just fighting men. Men who could have been doing it out of loyalty, could have been doing it for state rights. That loyalty could have either been to their state or, you know, just their friends or family. Or they could have been drafted, just normal dudes. It even depicts a soldier kissing his child goodbye as he hands it to a black nanny. And this was done on purpose by the sculptor who wanted to show the importance of the black nanny, even to Confederates. Because you gotta leave the kid with someone, and if your wife died of dysentery or something, then you gotta have someone.
What did we just get hit with?
I don't
Oh.
know.
Pain.
I don't even know. Bro.
Yeah, they were definitely integrated in very different ways.
And they had to be very faithful to do that because, of course, nobody was policing them to do that. Like they could have done whatever they wanted at that point, but they stayed with the kid. They did the right thing. So he wanted to honor them as part of the memorial, and that's sort of. So the whole point of the memorial is to honor the average man, to memorialize the end of the Civil War. It was revealed on the anniversary of the end of the Civil War, hence the name, the Reconciliation. It is a monument not only to, you know, the brave peoples who, you know, the normal poor people who did not have much of a stake in the slavery business. And of course,
circumstance thing.
yeah, and of course, commemorating the reconciliation itself. So I mean, you know,
like,
it's kind
"Nah,
of
get rid of it."
excellent. That's why we have things like this, so we can remember history, not to only to honor the people involved, but to be like, okay, let's not do this again.
Let's
It's
delete
to remember.
history
Let's
because it
stay
offends us.
reconciled. You know, let's. But instead, they're just gonna tear it down in the name of George Floyd, some druggie
The
who is a weight on his community.
Is it actually in the name of George Floyd?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, dude. Can we
Because
just like
this
nuke
congressional
ourselves?
mandate was in response to the BLM riots.
Can we just nuke the earth? Can we all just die in peace. This is. I don't even know. Like. Oh my gosh. This is so bad.
Wow.
We are lost.
Yeah. And I just love that they just absolutely not thinking critically about this. They're like, oh, it's got Confederates, so it counts, so we have to take it down. Even though it shouldn't count, and it even honors black people.
I think we
Like,
should
all
leave all historical depictions and statues and symbols up so we know where we came from.
Right. And they're gonna do this right after defacing people's graves too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh Lord, have mercy on these stupid people.
Our government is crazy. The hell are they
Incompetence.
doing? Anyway, I'm just, oh man. You know, Trump warned us about this. He's like, oh, it's not going to stop there. They're going to go after all Confederate statues. They'll go after the Founding Fathers. Sure enough, a statue of Jefferson has already been taken down, which is an absolute travesty in my opinion.
Just,
And
I hope Trump just comes back in and be like,
yeah.
all right, guys, we're going to erect all the statues back. We're going to put them all in the White House. They're going to be right in the front yard.
Dude, that would be hilarious. Dude, that would be so funny. All the statues, like, just in the lawn.
That'd be so baller. Oh my goodness.
Dude, desecrating graves. Oh, man.
Trump would do that. Too.
Oh, shit, we took all of that.
That went all to our sale.
I almost dodged that, too. But I just took every bit of it. It's awful.
Oh wait, there's another one on our starboard.
Yep, I see it. But yeah, I'm very grateful to have been homeschooled and to have seen all the Civil War monuments. Because like every time I see an article about, oh, the next one got taken down, I'm like, oh, I've seen that before. Like I've seen all of these.
But it's so depressing because no
And
one
it's-
else is
it's
going
like,
to see
yeah,
that.
exactly. I know. Like, I'm glad that I got to, but
Next
at the same
generations.
time, like, well, that's over.
Next generations aren't going to even know. They're going to be too busy with TikTok.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's why these things exist, so that they can sort of understand. Because otherwise, your Civil War tours end up being like, All right, so this is the battlefield of so-and-so. And you're just standing in a field. You know, like, this is very
Yeah,
exciting.
we got rid of all of it because it was
And there's
racism.
someone who's very passionate about it, who's pointing at parts of the field and telling you stuff, but you're a child and you're bored out of your mind. But when you go to things like, you know, museums and monuments and things, you kind of get it. You start to get it. You start to see it and understand.
Now it's all gone away because of a druggie who kicked a baby in its womb.
Oh,
He's
man.
dead now and burning in hell.
What?
What a stain on
That's my
society.
export spell. Oh,
What'd you say?
that flew right over our stern.
Yeah. Alright. Oh man, they're all clumped together. I think we're gonna kill one and then just like bounce. Because I will not survive all of these. This is crazy.
Only one way to get good.
So we're just gonna go after this behemoth right here. On our
I
starboard.
just feel so sad for the black community that, like, the pillar of virtue.
I think I hit another behemoth. I did. I hit a juggernaut.
The virtue of George Floyd is what they must aspire to.
Firebrand.
He is a saint.
Oh, okay, we could go.
Juggernaut inbound.
It's so bad. Oh.
Dude, yeah, it's... Sucks,
Pillar
man.
of the community.
Yeah. They could be looking up to people who, I don't know, were loyal to their country and have monuments built to them. But instead, they're like, ah, this druggie. We'll tear down a statue of a black person just because it's also got Confederates, but George Floyd, we'll put statues of him all over the place.
Yep.
The guy who did nothing.
The guy.
Beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
We sunk her, Captain.
See, this is why this is what makes people racist. I'm telling you what. It's like so much stuff. It's like, man. God help me.
Well, I think you're right to a certain extent. When people see like stereotypes realized,
Yeah.
that's what makes you racist. Because, you know, your brain does pattern recognition.
Right.
If they see people in, you know, movies going yo 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 yo, listening to rap music and doing drugs, and then they go out on the street and it's the same thing, you're gonna
Right,
become
you're like-
a little bit racist.
Yeah. I mean, there's stereotypes for a reason. There's pretty much always a hint of truth in there somewhere, or a little delineation that it came to, but it's not like the entire group of people. It's normally just a.
I am
Small
returning to
subset.
sea already.
But
How
you
about-
I'm on sea right now.
Oh, you are?
where do I?
Oh, it's only one ship though.
Swamp alligator.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all very sad, all very ridiculous of our government.
Yeah.
I mean, man, you kind of wish, I don't know. Just feels like one of those things that should not be legal, you know. Cannot tear down.
Right. Yeah, put it in the
statues.
law.
Cannot desecrate the graves of soldiers. Cannot
Historical artifacts shall not
tear
be
down
infringed.
monuments of American wars. Can't tear down statues
Pirate ship. Time to start plundering.
of founding fathers. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Now I-
You're welcome.
Now I gotta maroon this guy. Oh, look, I'm right next to Rum Runner's Isle. Perfect.
Perfecto mundo.
Do you know if you have family that fought in the Civil War? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
I know you do. I know I've talked about this with you. But I mean, Micah.
I have no idea.
Oh.
I don't even know how to. I don't have that DNA thingy.
You don't
You don't
have.
need to have
It's
DNA
not
thing
DNA.
to think
DNA
that.
can't tell you. Can't tell you that.
It
Unless
doesn't
they
tell
had
you
the
that
DNA
lineage-
of everyone who ever lived. That would be
Well, I'm
really
talking about the-
interesting.
DNA
The
gives you
23andMe,
ethnicity.
where it goes down your lineage, it like shows you all the people that you're related to.
Yeah, that doesn't do that. You have to track that through records. The DNA just shows you what countries your family might have been from. But if
Yeah.
you want to track
How do you-
actual lineage, you have to do work
How did you track your family?
through
me?
birth records and other documents like that.
Where did you source that from? I don't even know how to.
You know,
That doesn't
just
even work.
Ancestry.com. They've got a pretty big database of documents. And so they've sort of, since they're hard to read, they've, scanned them all.
Uh-huh.
And so you got keywords in there, and it'll connect you to different documents, and then you got to match up the dates on the documents. Because, people have shared names. And when you got all your dates right, then you know that you've got the right person.
Huh.
It took a long time. I did like a free trial because I'm cheap. And I did it like all on a weekend.
Oh
Just
my.
went really hard at it.
Dang.
I did both sides of my family.
Whoa.
Both sides were Union, by the way.
So you're from. You did
Not that it
both sides of your
matters.
family, dude. That's
I had cousins that were
That's kinda nutty.
Confederate, but anyone I was in direct line of was Union.
I don't really care.
I think it's kind of cool.
Oh no, not the history behind it, but like which side they're on.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think it's
It's not really
indicative of
applicable.
whether you're an evil person or not. I'm just pointing it out because like I'm trying to say that I don't have any kind of like Confederate bias.
My family never owned slaves.
No. I'm well, that's true, but I'm just
If
saying.
you go back far enough, I mean,
Well, my family never did.
No,
Too poor.
mine never did.
Okay, buddy.
I mean, the Irish royals might have had like peasant slaves that would have been of the same race, but no black slaves.
No black slaves. That's the only slaves that matter.
Yeah. Well, it's what matters to the people who think that whether your ancestors had slaves or not matters. That's,
Yeah. They've got like little.
I'm just arguing by
brains.
their rules. No, I was just trying to. I don't think it matters. I'm just was trying to say that I don't have any Confederate bias. But I'm, But I think
No
this
me,
matter.
Mr. Racist.
But it matters nonetheless. Like, I'm saying that legitimately. Die, Gator, die.
Turn to Bingham. Mr. Bingham. All I know is that I'm related to German blacksmiths that were for the royals or some crap like that.
I've got a bounty hunter if anyone wants to help me.
Peasant.
Some like German royal blacksmith and something. That's the only thing I know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That wasn't bad.
So we've got one last little topic.
Little topical.
Oh, little juicy tidbit for you. Just to wrap this up.
Oh,
Where
I gotta
the
go
heck am
there.
I going? If I wasn't lost, I would be talking. So the Justice
Let's think this
Department,
bounty hunter. That's where you were going.
the DOJ,
The Department of Justice.
the Department of Justice, they have created the National Law Enforcement Accountability Database, which basically holds a history of misconduct. These police records are meant to ensure that officers with multiple offenses are not hired unknowingly, because apparently they've had a big problem with that in the past. Is government agencies not doing background checks properly?
It's not just government agencies. This goes to state and local as well.
Right.
So
I feel like they would have the most strict background checks.
what happens is an agency gives someone a write-up, right? And that write-up never leaves that agency. That's not really uploaded anywhere. And he's found instead of going through trial or being investigated, he quits and goes to another agency. Well, because he quit before the investigation could be done or completed, that doesn't show up on the records.
Oh, interesting.
That's what it was originally made for.
Oh,
But
that makes sense.
it was made because of the George Floyd incident and a bunch of other stuff.
Not
as
because
well.
we want to keep people accountable, but because we got to get justice for old Georgie.
Yeah. That's the main driver in all of this. George Floyd could be, I don't know.
I don't know. So what do you think of that, Micah?
So they're trying to push through like a public database of people who have
Not public.
No, not
It is
public,
not
not public.
shared by the, is it federal then? Just like
Yep.
federal.
It is maintained by the DOJ.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
So different law enforcement branches will have access to it. The employees
I mean, that
therein.
makes sense to me, but I also am averse to centralizing anything, especially giving that to the, federal government. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, yeah. I'm neutral, neither for nor against. Like,
Alright, Mike is doing the audio equivalent of shrugging.
yeah. I'm just trying to think of a way that can be used against people and like bending it. It's not supposed
Yeah.
to be.
I haven't given it any thought. I wrote it down like a half hour before we started.
I mean, on paper, I guess it sounds like it would provide more accountability and making sure we don't have people that have done garbage things, moving to other places, abusing power. I mean, I would like to raise the bar athletically and intelligently for hirees. Give them more money and more training, and give them a wide array of skills, both using just their hands and tools, and strap a webcam on, like a GoPro to everyone's chest. I think that would pretty much solve most everything.
Although sometimes that doesn't matter. Like how there was cam footage. I actually have it in a Benny Johnson video in the description, where he shows police cam footage, body cam footage from January 6th, and some of the officers were trying to incite people and egging them on, basically.
Yeah.
Nobody got held for that one.
Kind of funny.
Kinda. But no, I have to agree. I mean, if it really is that much of a problem, I could see how this would help. But yeah, it's only a first step. I think it would be better to... I would definitely like to see training reforms, standard reforms, as in the raising of standards specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Because yeah, that seems to be how a lot of problems happen. We've got tiny female police officers who can't do anything.
And then big
You've
old
got
fat dudes.
your fat, aggressive police officers who just want to have some authority over someone for once in their life. You know, something to make them feel powerful.
Right.
And I think there are a few choice laws to change. Like, there are some weird ones. Like, in some states, you can have sex with someone you've apprehended. So, of course, a police officer can cuff you, rape you in the back of the squad car, and then just go, oh yeah, it was consensual.
Oh my gosh.
No wrongdoing here.
Wait, there's the laws. I think I need to see this. Like, what do you... Like, they're immune to being prosecuted for raping somebody in their custody?
Well, I mean, good as. Because they can just claim it was consensual. And who are you going to believe? The criminal?
Bro, that is crazy that that's on the books somewhere.
Yeah, that it's legal to have sex with someone you've apprehended. It's crazy. Yeah, and there's just a bunch of laws like that. Where it's like, okay, I think we would have less overreach if they weren't able to pull stuff like that.
I'm good to bed, fellas. See y'all, or talk to y'all later.
Yeah, we're
Night.
almost finished anyway, so
Good night.
I'll see you Friday.
Yep, see you Friday.
That is nutty. Yeah, I think also like the hand-to-hand or I guess it's called hand-to-hand like the martial arts stuff that you control another person's body and like put them in a what's it called? It's something where you cut off blood flow to their brain, and it just knocks them out. It doesn't really harm them in any way. Just basically an off button.
Oh, is that the thing where you like
If applied properly.
you put like their neck in their elbow and then you press down the top of their head or something like that? It's some kind of headlock, isn't it?
Yeah, it's some sort of headlock. You either do it their arm or your arm. But if we had training for police to do that properly, like there'd be a lot less, I guess, would you say, like
Accidental deaths.
yeah, accidental deaths, a lot less bruising and long-term damage to officers and people they're trying to
They know we be pirates.
arrest,
Plundering will make
right?
our
Because otherwise, they just have to punch them and hit them with things, right? Like that's, if you've ever seen police cam footage, right? They're trying to subdue a, whatever they're called, person who does not want to be subdued. They have to resort to
Perpetrator.
hitting them. Yeah, perpetrator. If they have to subdue a perpetrator, they either have to go to stunning them or punching them or wrestling them to the ground, all that stuff. So if they were more proficient in those martial arts where you can control another person's body and then basically push their off button and then put them in cuffs, I mean, that would be very useful. But in when George Floyd, the George Floyd thing happened, they were like advocating to ban chokeholds and all that stuff, which is like the most retarded thing ever.
Yeah, it's crazy because you should be able to, when you're defending yourself, you should be able to use whatever means is at your disposal.
Right.
Because if this person is really trying to kill you, like, you have to fight dirty. It's just you or them in that moment. You gotta poke their eyes out. You gotta poke their eyes out. It's
Yeah.
it's a crazy thing to do to a person, but what else are you gonna do? And it's the same thing. If you gotta choke someone out, that's what you gotta do. They pushed you to that. They made that decision.
Yeah, and it would be better than what they do usually resort to do because they're untrained, which is just bludgeoning them into submission.
Right, just taking out the old telescope rod and just beating them. I forgot.
There
what
is
that's
a reason
called.
why that stereotype exists.
Yeah.
Stop resisting! Just because they're not trained. I mean,
Yeah. I mean, fighting's the job, so they should
Right.
definitely be taught how to fight. Gosh, it feels stupid
Yeah.
even saying this stuff.
They don't do it. It's
Our
like common
protectors
sense.
should be well trained. Oh my gosh, why does it have to be said? They shouldn't be
Yeah.
obese. Why do we have to have this conversation?
Especially if you don't want as many people dying, because when people are untrained, they have to fall back to their lethal tools because they're not competent enough to control the situation. So you're gonna get more deaths that way as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll stop the deaths as well as police brutality and all that other crap. But they don't want to do that. Just want to have more of everything. Oh, it's just counterintuitive.
Yeah.
I hate them so much.
And it's just, gosh, I hate the low standards, because imagine you're calling the police because there you have a situation that you can't handle, or you can't handle without, getting seriously injured in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a couple of fat women that roll up. What good is that?
I'm here to arrest.
That's why I was so impressed with like the cops in Florida. Because those guys were friggin' huge. All of them. And it was like, yeah. They could actually help. But it's like a young fit man. It's like there's a lot of people on the force who would not be any help to me. I would,
Right.
they'd just be dead weight. I'd end up having to save them.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's the point in that?
Only thing that they have is numbers and utilities, like tools and stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, even then,
Yeah, I mean, if you've got a gun,
yeah, you're pretty much set.
then you've already got. Then they don't have that much on you.
You got the police force in your drawer.
Right, exactly. If they're not burly and well trained, then they're not that much more useful than you, if they even are. It's just absolutely pointless. Like, really? That's what my friggin' tax money is doing?
Buying donuts.
So that I can pay
coppers.
some woman who should probably just be one of those angry mall cops with a sassy attitude.
Yeah, we got mall cops now.
Yeah, exactly. We got mall cops as our police. Dude.
I need Paul Blart.
Oh, man.
Missed you, y'all. I'm on fire. I need a medic. Medic over here.
Man, the George Floyd case was a weird one, though.
Yeah, pretty crazy.
It was kind of one of those things where people just want to hear what they want to hear. Because everyone, like, no one was disagreeing with these people. Everyone's like, yeah, there is police brutality. Yeah, it is a big problem. It's just not this
Just not
case.
what happened.
It's just not happening right here. And they're like, no, no, no! Racism! Racism! Oh, the Holy Saint! He killed the Holy Saint George Floyd. Who died of an overdose.
Definitely did not take a speedball.
Wasn't even bruised. And it's so funny how many people don't see that unreasonableness. It's like, come on, they just want to riot about something. Anything.
Yep, they want more jeans and Gucci bags or whatever.
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with what's going on. They just picked something. They picked someone. You know, there's some people who say, oh, you know, it was a big deal because it was filmed or this or that. It's like, no. Nope. There are tons of other ones they could have chosen. They picked this thing. Because it was anything.
مشكلة. First murder the ships.
Like, man,
It did not hit it at all.
I'd like some police reforms, but we're not gonna do that if we defund them. That's not gonna help, friend.
Free. Must defund police. Must murder.
So annoying to me.
How did that not hit him?
They know this be a pirate ship.
What?
Time to start plundering.
Like, it would be so much easier if we could be like, aw, those stupid boomers with their silly ideas of defunding the police. But it's our peers, you know? Like, I have to encounter it all the time.
So cringe.
Like, the places where the police are defunded are literally the worst places on Earth. The worst cities around, like San Francisco and Portland. And they're still like, we need to defund the police!
It'd be better for everyone.
You know, and it's the same thing where, like, the places that actually have the parts of Trump's border wall up are doing fantastic when it comes to, you know, crime and trafficking and drug smuggling and drug overdoses.
Follow the
But they're still like, we need that open border. Diversity is our strength. I love that.
ignoring the facts.
People come over from ethnically homogenous nations, and then they come to the most ethnically diverse nation in the world, and then proceed to call that nation racist. Like, where does your standard come from? Exactly.
Called
Like, what do you
biased.
expect? What do you want America to do? What do you want them to be? You silly person.
They're not reasonable people.
I don't know. I just hate our generation. I hate them so much. It's like even the least liberal people I know are like a little bit liberal. Especially women for some reason.
Because they're women. That's just their nature.
To be liberal.
Yeah. You not seen the first disobedience from an authority figure?
I don't know what
The
you're talking
Bible?
about.
Adam and Eve.
Oh.
Proof's in the pudding, my friend. Yeah, the man's gotta keep her in check, or she's gonna go off the rails.
Adam didn't though. He sinned too. He
I know,
chose
that-
to sin too.
Exactly. And what happened? He damned his entire race to misery.
So the
He
the
wasn't
moral
the head
of
of the household
story
that day.
is don't listen to women. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Don't let the women have the final say in decisions, especially important ones. You can take their advice and you can, listen to them, but you have the final say.
So, we
my
at the
gosh.
GasMask podcast are not responsible for the comments made by GamerMike.
We do not disagree nor agree with statements made.
Right, exactly.
Hey,
We love him and
That's
value
good.
his input, but we do not condone his actions or suggestions.
hey, that's a Christian perspective right there, so take it up with God.
I will not.
Oh, I have to kill this guy. Oh, that was so close. Oh my goodness. Oh. We're gonna die. Oh, there, bro.
I'm working on it.
Weave. Weave.
Women. Great bunch of lads, ain't they?
The women, folks. We all love them. But we all know something's off about them. Throw that off, folks. They tell you what it is. That's what they tell me. Oh, we're getting shot by
I don't know
everywhere.
anything about it. It's just what they tell me.
I would never say that personally.
It's just what they tell me. Who's they? I don't know. But that's what they tell me.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Shit is not wanting to die.
I'm hearing this for the first time. Ah. We should defund public schools. That's what we should do.
Yeah. I
'Cause, I
think
mean,
the largest.
The school boards and the teachers have just become so seedy. Like, there's not even room for reform.
Yeah, I think the largest Democrat donors are like unions.
Right.
I don't remember if it was specifically school unions or just unions in general, but yeah.
Because, like, with the police, it's like there's still lots of good people who, want to help and want to do something meaningful with their lives. Be good police officers. And with the right training can be the best of the best. But, like, I mean,
They're all
All
just
the-
communist in the
all
school
the-
system.
the school boards are like a cabal that protect each other. They're terrible. I've even seen that in private schools, actually. Just the board being terrible people who cover for each other. And
But it's
then
like-
the teachers are like just a bunch of angry liberal pedophiles.
Yeah.
Like, as far as kid diddling goes, they way outstrip Catholic priests, which is insane. Kind of impressive and insane.
It's impressive.
Yeah, impressive in a really disgusting kind of way.
Somewhat respectable, even.
No, shut up. And so they're just useless. Public schools are useless.
Yeah, they're pretty bad, and they
Yeah.
erase history, and they only teach like
Yeah,
gay
revisionist
communist
history.
theory. So
And then you've got all the universities that want to push DEI in everything, even in math. Like, I've heard of people going to major universities, and they'll be in math class, and the professor will just sit down and be like, all right, write me a paper on feminism and its effects on society. Like, just useless. Absolutely useless. Pointless. There's no higher education. It's an absolute joke.
oh, he's not dead.
Almost dead. And it's funny because we already know like the history regarding public schools. Like, we already know that
The Davy Jones is a lot of
like the modern public school system after World War II was to make more workers.
Little mindless drones.
And yeah, and so the whole system is set up for
Assembly line work or something.
memorization and doing boring tasks in boring places for hours on end. And a nation of workers is just useless.
Absolutely useless. And gay.
Because now we've got philosophers trying to fight our wars and idiots with the military mind doing our philosophizing.
Oh, missed.
Stupid.
It's looking pretty bleak. Almost again. In it.
Who needs to learn things?
Need to do things.
And it's so like all encompassing.
Learn by
Like
doing.
it's not tailored for any specific child or type of learning, and is therefore tailored to almost no one. Like most people learn in a variety of different ways, but I think it's safe to say that most people learn better like visually with their hands. They learn better doing.
And by gay textbooks.
You know, it's like yeah, if you're just memorizing words, you're not going to learn it as well. Because vision is our main sense. If we can visualize it, we can do it. We could put it together even if we don't know the name of anything. So it's like, not only does everyone learn differently, and it's not catering to different types of learners, but it's not even catering to the majority type of learner.
Most effective learning way is not even the way that they're doing it.
Exactly. Like if you're gonna pick one, then you're still doing it wrong. And it's crazy, and it's so funny that people call it education. It's like, no, not really. if you memorize a bunch of useless facts and then forget those to memorize next week's list, you're not going to remember anything. And I mean, there are a few people it can kind of work on. There's some people who are good at memorization and pretty good with text. I mean, Tommy obviously is very good at memorizing useless information. But most people are not that way. He's a little autistic.
Yeah. Wait, do I have to go? Where do I have to go? Shoot.
It's just
This
silliness.
way?
Absolute silliness.
Okay, I do have to go.
I hate it.
This
Because,
way.
like, I was homeschooled, but it was kind of, it was kind of, like, pointless to a certain extent. I mean, I'm very grateful for it. I'm glad I was homeschooled, ultimately. But, like, I was still taught as if I were in public school. It was still sort of that same learning system where you just sort of memorize everything and forget it.
Yeah.
Which is bad because the way the brain works is your brain learns best when it's at rest and it's not doing anything. Because when it's not doing anything is when your synapses start to connect. So if you if you take like frequent minuscule breaks, you learn better. It's very strange.
Yeah, because it like actually like grows the connections that are trying to be made or something like that.
Yeah, and I've tested it on myself, and it's just so... It's so weird, because, like, you're not conscious of it in any way. And the way I did it was when I started doing transcription, I learned that I had been typing mostly wrong all these years. Because I learned typing when I was a kid, but I wasn't, like, graded on it. And I wasn't using my pinkies. And I was having like my ring fingers doing extra work, so I was still typing pretty efficiently. And mostly correctly. But I basically had to relearn it with a typing program. And I could try something over and over and over again and just not be getting it. But if I walked away for like 10 minutes and came back, it was like it was like suddenly I had it and I never messed it up. And it just felt so weird. It was like, how does that work? And so I looked it
It's
up.
like you're in the Matrix. You downloaded the
Exactly.
programming.
It's like downloading information. It just didn't make sense because it's not the way that we're taught to learn. We're taught to learn by repetition, to abusing ourselves with it over and over again. And so I couldn't make sense of it. And then I looked it up, like, and sure enough, there were studies on it. And that's exactly what happens, is your synapses connect when your brain's at rest.
That is hilarious.
And that's why, like, there are homeschool kids you'll read about. Like, I saw an article on Twitter where it was like, oh, my kids only do like 4 hours of school a day. And most of it is not consecutive. They're usually out, like, you know, doing something on the old farm, caring for the animals and whatnot.
And then come back.
And the kids end up, like, scoring incredibly well on tests and things. And people are all angry about it. They're like, oh, they're not in public school. They're not getting socialized. And they're not learning all the things that they should learn, and they're becoming ignorant bigots. And it was like, dude, but they're smarter than you.
That's funny. Yeah, interlacing like productive activities with learning different stuff just gives you a more holistic like development, especially as a child.
Right.
And then that is crazy that it's like a botched. It's like a theory of schooling that they thought up of in a very centralized way and have now applied it to everywhere in America as the way to learn, which is like nonstop, no breaks, no doing anything else, just
Yeah, 8
repeating the
hours a
same thing
day
over and over again.
in your concrete prison, just
You know,
reading after reading after lecture.
they're like, this is the way that a person, learns things. Totally. This is how we make it perfect.
Right.
That is crazy to me. I don't even understand.
And like I said, we know the history. We know it's on purpose. Like, they knew the right way, and they're not doing it anyway.
This way. I feel like they probably didn't know that. Like, I don't think they had malicious intent. I think they were just trying. Well, not really malicious, but maybe more like greedy or.
I mean,
their
the
own
president
biased
that was
view
employing
on
that
how
stuff
to
was the
learn.
same guy who was upset that he was not getting credit for firing the atomic bomb. So there may have been a little malicious intent.
Yeah, maybe.
Just
little
maybe
bit,
just a little bit, But I mean, they knew what they were doing, because I've read about this. There was a couple in the 1800s, late 1800s, who were both psychologists. They were married, and they decided that they would. And this was probably not the wisest thing. It all worked out, but they would basically use their kids as test subjects, and they would try and raise geniuses. That was their goal, was to raise geniuses.
Well, I mean,
And that was pretty much
guess that's
how
kind
they
of-
did it. Was they sort of just, they didn't have these big curriculums. They focused on things that were really important to learn, and then the rest of the time they were like their little minions, working at the family business.
Yeah.
They were, doing things rather than just having everything be contextual.
being little printers,
Right.
copying things.
Little scanners.
Scan, print.
So I mean, this is information we've known for so long, and the U.S. has just refused to participate at any grand scale.
Like, optimistically speaking, that's what all parents want for their kids, is for them to be like, I don't know about geniuses, but like prosperous,
Competent.
kind of content. Like
Yeah,
competent.
because I mean, I'm not, putting a huge bar here. I know that all kids are different. I'm not gonna put some huge standard, but yeah, if I'm gonna
we're
feel
not
like I
raising
did
the
my
best.
job properly, then I have to have some kind of competency.
Competency is not priority in this culture.
No.
Well, I mean, since COVID, a lot more people have started homeschooling, so that's, that's something.
That's true. Most of them don't know what they're doing, but
I mean, just pulling them out of the school system is
yeah, it does a
like,
lot.
in and of itself going to be wonders.
Yeah, like I said, like I have a lot of things that I would change about my experience, but it's yeah, it still does a lot to just not be in a prison cell.
As long as you're productive in one way or another, I feel like you're getting an education and becoming more of a competent adult.
Well, just as long as you're like actually learning. You know, like I think that there is a lot of things that one should know about, one's history and stuff, and all kinds of other things like that. But I don't think it's as important as being able to be practical and do stuff with your hands and have some level of common sense. You'll never have common sense if you don't have any experiences.
Right. I think probably the only thing that would be very crucial and towards like the start of the child's development would be like literacy, and then throughout their childhood, like history, and I think the rest will kind of follow from there, like what they're interested in.
It's also basic math, but yes, I get what you're saying.
I mean, yeah, like basic math would be good, but like if you're doing stuff, I mean, I feel like math is gonna come like naturally, but yeah.
No.
No? You don't think so?
No. People are
You won't-
stupider than you
when
give
they go
them
pick up
credit for, man.
When they pick up sticks, they don't count the sticks. They just go, sticks. Get one stick.
Not if they don't know
grab other
numbers.
stick.
Not if they don't know numbers.
Well, I mean, wouldn't that be a literacy thing? No.
Partially. But that's knowing what a number is called, not knowing how a number interacts.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay, so basic math, basic literacy, and then history throughout the child's development.
Yeah, because anything else is just...
And then the Bible.
Well,
Actually,
yeah.
the Bible should probably come first.
And Bible history,
But
for that matter. Knowing the having a grasp on the context. But yeah, anything else
See,
is...
the literacy and the history comes with the Bible, so.
Right, and anything else is just going to be a specificity that they can do in college.
Right.
Because, like, when you... Like, if they choose college. Because when you do that, I mean... For your first, like, 2 semesters or whatever, you basically have to do high school again. So, like, what's... what's the point in, doing biology and chemistry and that? If they're like, oh, do it again.
Prove it. Prove you actually did it.
Because those are just specialties. If that's what they want to study, then they can learn that later. Because if they learn that when they're young, they're just gonna forget it. Oh, I know, I did. I mean, I mean, some of the most, like, learned, most capable people I know who have, like, college degrees and all that stuff are very... I mean, they've forgotten all that stuff. Because you don't need to
You
be
don't know nothing.
learning trigonometry if you're not going into anything that needs trigonometry. Especially if you're just going to have to retake it.
Yeah.
Like, that's just waste. Just waste.
Time waster. Look, Joe Biden wants us to have 8 more years of schooling, okay? I think we should do that. Totally.
Yeah. And of course, I hate that it's held in such high esteem. Plenty of idiots can get college degrees. I've met plenty of idiot doctors, I can tell you that. A lot of idiot doctors. Many, many, many.
Don't know nothing.
Like, knowledge is pointless if you can't apply it. You know? Like, you know you've got the wrong doctor when it's like, yeah, you're more knowledgeable than me, but you're not making logical sense here, buddy.
You're not helping me at all.
Yeah, like, that's, like, you gotta be able to sort things out. But people don't realize that the only reason it's the gold standard is because of what a big industry it is and what a grand scam it is. How much the government makes off of it. You know, how much they launder through the system.
Right.
But it's like, oh, you're so smart because you have a college degree. You're good at memorization. Congratulations. Oh, so smart. I mean, if you have a degree in, like, math or something, then I'll be mildly impressed. But
Yeah, math is whack.
still, there are even people who I've known who have math degrees who are very deficient in other areas.
Yeah, they put all their stats into intelligence.
Like, some people just have a knack for things. It's not a measurement of intelligence. And so if going into a specialty isn't a measure of intelligence or capability and doing those first 2 semesters that's just redoing high school isn't a measure of intelligence, then there's no reason that any of it should be held in any kind of esteem.
But it is.
There's no reason it should be a requirement on a job unless they need someone with that specialty. You shouldn't be walking into a job that any idiot can do, and they're like, do you have a college degree?
I used to college.
Did the college? You have 5 years experience but no degree? Get out.
It's funny. Meanwhile,
Like,
they
like
have
my dad after college.
workers there that are
Like-
just stupid.
Yeah, exactly. My dad after COVID is 25 years doing a top management job, leading a team for 25 years in one of the most prestigious schools in the country. Can't find work because there are extra certifications he needs to get. Like, insane.
Excuse me, sir, do you have a certificate? No, I have 25 years of experience. You know, and they,
Like, way overqualified for tons of the jobs he was applying to. Like, no. Unbelievable. People just can't think. Damn it, I swear.
Slow.
I think people are
That
just
is
butthurt.
crazy.
They're just butthurt that they wasted their time getting a college degree.
Honestly, that might be some of it. Like some spiteful higher ups that have realized this system of college is just a scheme. But they're like gatekeeping now because that's all they can do.
Yep.
They're like, you don't have a college degree, unlike me. You're not allowed at this establishment. I think that might be some of it.
Yeah, I think between that and government propaganda, I think those are like the only reasons that it's held in high esteem.
Yep.
Because I mean, there are plenty of people who refuse to admit it's a scam, but I think most people feel cheated to some extent. Like, I've met very few people who are 100% satisfied with their college experience. And if they were, it was usually because they went to college in the 70s or something like that. Like, it's only old people. They're like, yeah, college is great, do it. It's like, it's radically different now, right? You know how many required courses there are, right? You realize that there are no jobs out there, right?
They don't know.
It's sort of the same thing about, like, buying a house. Why did you buy a house? It's so easy. Yeah, yeah, maybe in your time.
Ever seen the housing market?
Why can't you just get a job?
You seen the jobs lately?
Because back in the 70s, they were like, oh, you've got
Hire anybody.
2 hands? Gosh, you're hired.
You had 2 hands and a decent work ethic? Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But nowadays, you got fast food chains asking for cover letters. Things like that. It's all gotten out of hand. And the hiring process also has to do a lot with laziness. You know, like, getting started is so hard because you're only so old, and so you have only so much experience you could gain in your lifetime. Like, geez, I'm sorry for being so young.
I need 20 years experience in a kitchen.
And so you have
You
to
get
rely a
this
lot
job.
on, like, references and stuff. Except nobody who does the hiring wants to do the work.
Yeah.
They want to rely on some algorithm that calculates whether you should be eligible or not. Or something silly like that. I don't know. It's a myriad of problems, most of which perpetuated by those in power either not wanting to do anything or wanting to feel good about themselves. It's all just skewed.
Skewed, man.
I always get jealous reading about people going to college in the 1700s,
Don't mind.
where they would have like a full-time job in one class a day because you could just, there were no required courses. You could just go right into a specialty As long as you were paying and
Really?
showing up, you could learn whatever you wanted to.
Oh, that's
You could
awesome.
you could take classes for fun. You know, like with required courses, you can't take classes for fun. If you're fascinated in some sort of history, you can't just go take that. Unless it's like
Wow.
certain community colleges or something.
Hmm.
But that back then, you could just, you know, like reading about like the founding fathers and stuff. It was like, oh, Thomas Jefferson was a lawyer? Wow, so impressive. Well, yeah, but he also had enough time to hold 2 jobs while he was learning.
To be a lawyer.
I mean, there also wasn't
So
as much
simple
to
back
learn,
then.
so that's also a problem. But still, like, he was just doing that one thing. He wasn't like, oh man, my biology finals next week. Gotta cram. Can't start this
all
new
the other
nation.
stuff. I gotta get all my points up.
Like, how are people supposed to do great things when they're absolutely swamped with bullshit?
This is like a video game. You gotta get all the points together to
Right. Oh, not enough XP. Can't be a
confirm
lawyer
the
yet.
level up. Yeah, I gotta do a bunch of side quests that don't mean anything. We're in a simulation. Playing in a simulation. I knew it.
And I mean, yeah, there are people
whole
that do it,
time.
but and can achieve those things. But they're almost always in lifelong debt that serves yet another shady industry that the government launders money through. Insurance and banks and all that stuff. It's messed up, man.
Dude, I still have to kill 5 more alligators, man. This is crazy.
Like, don't get me wrong. I love capitalism. I think it's the best possible system. But we could improve it.
I feel like you can't just have capitalism. You need to have, like...
Because the beauty of capitalism, the reason it works so much better than everything else, is... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to murk that gator.
Oh my goodness.
The beauty of capitalism is all the checks and balances. That's why it works so well. But there's not enough. There's still too many damn monopolies.
You need a moral and
'Cause
righteous
we only
people
got,
to
like-
uphold the capitalist system, or else it's gonna be, like, super bad. You get that capitalist dystopia.
Right.
thing
And lack
going
of
on.
morals, you know, lack of being able to reasonably trust is the reason that we have to have capitalism and democracy and those types of systems with checks and balances.
Boom. I mean, it's always a good thing.
But we just got too many
Sure.
monopolies. Like, only a handful of banks, only a handful of insurance companies, only 2 oil companies. You could go on and on and on. And so it's like nobody really has a choice in anything.
Oh, I got all the alligators.
You know, we got these huge pharmaceutical companies. The government gets fat off of all of it. Everybody who votes on what those companies should and shouldn't do have stocks in those companies.
Hmm.
And it's like, how do you... How do you get out of that? How are you supposed to crawl out of that level of corruption? You know. So yeah, I mean, like, I'm not really a fan of more government overreach or. And I don't want to make, you know, huge changes to an economic system that works. But at the same time, if you're going to have capitalism, you got to do it right.
Yep.
You got to have the things that makes it worth doing.
He did.
You know, it's hard to have like all these people. They want diversity. Oh, we gotta have diversity. Diversity is our strength. But it's hard to have diversity when you've got people in the bank that have stocks in every entertainment company you can think of, and it's putting pressure on them to make certain content in a certain way.
This guy has a lot of help.
Like, how are you supposed to have diversity of content at that point? Like, you don't really care about diversity. Sad, son of a silly person.
Virtue signaling.
Right.
Virtue.
There's too many monopolies, too many. Disney
that's
should
not the
not be
only
able to
problem.
buy
That is
everyone
the
else out and then ruin everything.
But I think a monopoly is like, what is it? Control over 90% of a product, something like that. It's like production. I don't know. I could probably look it up. But I don't think by that definition Disney's a monopoly, but I mean, they're very close.
Yeah.
And it's showing.
And they bought up Lucasfilm, Marvel, 20th Century Fox. Gotten quite a few in the bag. And if you count anything that they've gotten the rights to, oh my goodness.
Well,
I don't know. They're about to suffer, though. Yeah, Mickey Mouse is about to become public domain.
really?
Mm-hmm. Because the company is 100 years old now. They turned 100 years old this year.
That's possible?
Mm-hmm. Because copyrights run out.
Can't you renew it?
Yes, but even then, like, even that lasts only so long. And it has to be done by a family member. And a family member has not been in control of Disney for a long, long time.
Oh. Interesting.
I can't remember what day it is, but yeah, he's becoming public domain pretty soon. And then anybody will be able to use Mickey Mouse. Should be interesting.
That is going to be pretty cursed. probably.
That's why they made that movie, Wish, about the wishing star in Disney's theme song, because they wanted it to be kind of a secondary mascot that they could continue to make like merch off of and stuff. Except then it was shit and everybody hated the movie. So
What is a wish?
you haven't heard about this? The movie is called Wish,
No.
just Wish. I'll tell you about it in a second.
Really?
I'm looking up if Mickey Mouse is public domain.
Produce some Mickey Mouse fan fiction. Sell it.
Dude, I'm tempted. Dude, I want to make a Mickey Mouse cartoon. I think that would be fun.
Make it super mature rated.
Okay,
So when it's public domain.
January
January what?
1st. What?
Oh, nice. When it's public domain, does that mean like you can use it and sell it or whatever?
Yep. Sure does. All right, so we gotta plan a little Mickey Mouse cartoon to make next year. And I don't even mean that maliciously. Like, I'm sure a lot of people would say that maliciously. But I would just absolutely love to make like super good Mickey Mouse cartoons and make more money off of Mickey than Disney does. I think nothing would be funnier.
It would be very funny.
I think that would be great stuff. Although you wouldn't be able to do much because you would have to wait for the other characters to come along. Because like you don't have Goofy or Donald Duck or anyone else for a little while. You have to wait a few years to really make bank off of it, you know, because you have to have the gang bouncing off each other. But you can make little Mickey shorts for a while. It'd be kind of funny.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a good character in the right hands.
Did some Mickey shorts back in the day. Those are pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know who's in charge of that, but
They're
they
called...
did a good job.
Well, it was done by SpongeBob writers.
Oh.
So, yeah, it was basically one of, like, a whole bunch of, like, classic SpongeBob crew were put on those. And they don't do the show anymore. Like, they don't come out with them weekly. But they still have specials. Like, they did a Halloween special, a Christmas special, spring special. They even did a 4th of July one, which I thought was surprising. That they were allowed to be a little patriotic. Gosh, the Halloween one was so funny. And then they have, they had one season of shorts that they released that was like under the name like The Wonderful World of Mickey Mouse or something like that. But they didn't go any further with that for some reason. Budget cuts, I guess. So they're just content with doing the specials, which are like 20 minutes or whatever. And those are always pretty solid. One of the few good things that Disney makes. Nothing will beat Potato Land, though. The one with the creepy moon comes close, but nothing beats Potato Land.
Potato Land! Potato Land!
Instant classic. I was like, dude, that was the first time where I was like, you know, Walt Disney would be legitimately proud of this. Like, it's the first thing they made in a long time. Or like, he would actually like this.
Yeah.
Nothing else they do, but he would like that. Dude, I remember when that came on TV. I was a teenager at my grandma's house, and they would play those, like just a random one, like where they had like dead space in between time slots. So it would be like in between episodes of some dumb sitcom, you know, one of their cheap shows.
That's where I watched them.
And I was at my grandma's house, you know, just bored out of my mind, nothing to do, flipping through channels. Stopped on Disney Channel to see if maybe there was a cartoon rather than one of their dumb sitcoms. And I was not expecting Potato Land. And man, it blew my mind. It was the last thing I expected.
You're like, oh my
So fun.
gosh. Quality cartoon.
Brilliant.
Can't
Just came out of
believe it.
nowhere. And I was like, hey, Disney's doing pretty well. And then they came out with Force Awakens.
Little did I know, my little pea brain.
My little pea brain grew up that day and decided it would rage on the internet. It was
Good
time.
God.
I was a man. I had been betrayed.
I realized I became aware Disney's
Potato Land was only a dream.
this is my reality.
My reality is Force Awakens.
Oh no. This is impossible.
Yeah, anyway. Oh, Wish. Yes, I was going to tell you about Wish. Oh my goodness. So Wish is about this movie. It's about this guy, and he is the king of some realm. And as king, one of his jobs is to make use of the power of the wishing star. And so everyone in the kingdom. Gosh, it's late. Words are not coming to my mind. Everyone in the kingdom makes wishes, right? And so he decides what wishes get to become reality and which ones don't.
To become.
Because obviously people wish for insane things.
Yep.
Except he
Definitely,
gets this apprentice who he's, you know, showing around, showing what he does. You know, he's doing things, he's going about his day. They cast Chris Pine, so the guy's very likable, which was not helpful. And the main female protagonist, because of course it was a female, ethnic minority. She is horrified that he is picking and choosing the wishes to be granted. And they don't even have him do it for like selfish reasons. Like it's legitimate. Like he sings about it and he's all like, you know, I don't want people to hurt themselves. Right. So he's just being reasonable. And she's like, no, you have to grant everyone's wish.
Oh my gosh.
And so they just like the writers have, or I guess all the people who made the movie have such dim morals and no self-awareness that they completely fail to actually make the villain the villain.
They're trying to like villainize the king or something.
Yeah. He's supposed to be the whole villain of
Dude.
the movie.
That is crazy.
And then he's got a villain song, and it's just completely out of place. And doesn't match up with literally any of his other scenes where he's just being charismatic and very reasonable.
They're like authority figure, bad.
Authority figure bad. And so
Anarchy, good.
she's got to stop him from being reasonable and for being a good king who protects his people.
Yeah,
It's just
can't have that.
it's like, what in the world is this?
That's the whole moral of the movie.
There's also low budget and it looks really unfinished. The animation is terrible. You should look it up just for the laugh, honestly,
That's
because it's funny.
that's good.
And they reused like cut songs and rejected songs, prototype songs from the Frozen 2. And so most of the songs just do not fit at all. Like, they were clearly written for something else. Like, even people who don't know that guess at it, because they're like, what?
They're
Like, there's a song where
crazy.
the villain and the protagonists are singing in separate rooms, and it's obviously a love song that they've
Oh no.
repurposed, and it's just the
Oh, no,
most
bro.
bizarre thing. Like, it doesn't work at all.
So I'm assuming that movie flopped.
Oh yeah,
pretty hard.
so hard.
Because I didn't even really hear about it.
Yeah, no, nobody cared. Didn't get a lot of press because people cared that little.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy, dog. And,
So did she get her wish of letting everybody have their wishes?
yeah, she wins in the end, and
Then the whole world explodes.
no, everyone is just a good person who doesn't wish to hurt anyone in any
Right.
way.
Never definitely not.
happened.
Selfish.
And there's one person who wishes
Hedonistic.
to be turned into a chicken, and that happens. And it's like, obviously this is why he was not granting that guy's wish, because it was for his
Yeah.
own safety.
It's like, it's not good to be a chicken. That is not a fulfilled life of a human citizen man.
It's actually really funny. There's I've only seen clips from it, but there's a documentary about the making of Frozen 2. And they basically admit in the documentary that they had no idea what they were doing while they were making it. And they were even like recording stuff with the actors, and they hadn't finished the script.
What?
So they had no idea what the story was, how it was going to end, and they were just constantly making changes while they were going along. Which is really weird for an animated movie, because animation is costly. Like, that's just way too much money at your disposal. Way too much money to burn.
That is so weird.
Small budget makes for careful filmmaking.
Yeah, so they were just like, all right, we need a Frozen 2 movie. Let's do everything in reverse.
It's pretty clear, because, like, Frozen 2 has lots of fun songs and fun parts, but barely anything really happens. There's no villain. Everything is, like, the whole situation is resolved by Elsa's ice powers, you know, pretty easily. Like, it's... Like it's not a very
No.
complicated, not a very happening movie. It's just sort of like a series of cute songs and vignettes that go by, and it's
Like a
not
theme
bad,
park.
but it's nothing significant.
It's like a theme park. It's just got a bunch of rides.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it.
Doesn't really have a direction. Yeah.
So it makes sense that Wish is just an aimless movie made from the dregs of an aimless movie. Like that all checks out. Because they pretty much just made it the same way. They didn't really know what they were doing. And they were like, well, we'll try this and this. Because it was made by a lot of the same people. The same composer, at least, I know that. And so you just get something that's very pointless. And it's so crazy, because, like, there are lots of people out there who are just dying to become a filmmaker. And dying to tell this story that's in their head. And then there's people who just do it to do it. Like they have no particular story in mind, but they're gonna waste like 2 years of their life making this movie anyway.
they're in the position where they can just blow through cash, get paid, and have like no skill.
Right. It's like you're just so
No
pointless.
passion, no nothing, just corporate gayness.
Like if you don't have a particular story you're dying to tell, then don't do it. Don't waste
they get
time, don't
money.
waste money. Don't waste the audience's time.
Jaden, they get money though. I don't understand.
Yeah, but they could make something else.
But why would they do that when they can just be retarded?
I don't know.
I mean, that's what they should do, but are they gonna? I don't think so. I don't even know who I'm killing. What is going on? Maybe sergeants.
I missed it.
Oh my. Hey, you have a bomb.
It just really annoys me. There's all these people dying to be creative and get paid tons of money to do this stuff. And then there's these other people who are just incredibly wasteful and don't really care that much. They'll just do whatever.
Oh, there's the sergeant.
It's like, why though?
Oh my gosh.
But I guess it doesn't matter since they failed horribly. Like I said, there's no way the Wishing Star is going to become their new mascot or become
but
as
I want
prolific
that
as
money.
Mickey Mouse. It's just not gonna happen.
I want all the money. See, they should just give you all that money. And then you could actually make a Mickey Mouse thing that works.
Oh no, that would be fun.
And they would actually make money out of it. But yeah. could just go. You could, with your fat stacks of cash, you go hire all the best writers from the classic cartoons and just boom, in business.
Yeah. I'd probably hire a bunch of old SpongeBob writers too.
Exactly.
I mean, honestly. Classic SpongeBob,
That's
you
where it's
know.
at.
It's great stuff.
True gentleman's cartoon. Oh my god.
Haven't really
Four more
seen much
seconds.
past season 10, but man, that old stuff, top notch.
Sergeant.
Dude, why don't you just go up top? There's probably a bunch up there.
I don't know how to go without.
Follow me. I'm gonna loot this guy first. Okay.
As I try this question, I think I'm gonna go to bed.
All right. Yeah, I
So
probably
much
should have
fast
shut
quetch
this
for one day.
stream off. I should have shut this stream off a long time ago, but I'm just too lazy
No,
to
we
do
were
it.
talking about very important things.
That was a sergeant.
Oh, there you go. Oh no! Feedback.
Man, I hate it when I throw it over the edge. Still trying to gauge this thing's distance.
That's
Probably
a
more around on the
Marine.
other side, yeah.
I don't want a Marine. Lucinda. Lucinda.
Where'd you go?
I'm going to Lucinda.
Oh, you finished. Okay. Well, I think that's all the time we have for today.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed hearing about the Bidens and UK migration and Jonathan Majors hitting his ex-girlfriend and all of the wonderful things in this great wide world.
Comment Mickey Mouse is the superior race or something.
Yeah, just comment Mickey Mouse supremacy.
Yeah. Yes.
Or I am a Mickey Mouse supremacist. That works too. Those are both
Yep.
good.
Only Mickey Mouse will survive.
Yes. In the aftermath of the apocalypse, deep in the recesses of debris and detritus, there will be everlasting Mickey Mouse.
The Mickey. The Mickey.